Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's event. And maybe you can put your video on for a few minutes as we do the introductions. If you want to speak, you will unmute yourself and mute yourself back again once you've spoken. My name is Dan, the admin at ACHLP. That ACHLP is the Academy of Certified Human Resource Professionals. We do HR training or training for HR professionals, which are geared to earning them continuous professional development points. I want to hand over the program to Lecho Kemani, who will remember on our program the first 30 minutes are meant for introductions and recording the expectations. So Lecho, as I admit the participants in, I want to hand over the program to you. Carry on with the introductions and also welcome today's trainer, Dr. Stanley Karanja, who will take us through HR Business Partnering Module 2. Welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dan, for organizing this and for being very timely. I really would like to appreciate your timeliness and ensuring that the program always starts in time. That's a big kudos. My fellow colleagues and professionals in the HR business practice, I'd like to welcome all of us to this session. Today we shall be doing module 2 of HR business partnering. We all come with a wealth of knowledge from where we are coming from. We all have experiences, and this is our opportunity, this is our platform to actually come and share as the training goes on, as the concepts are shared. It's our opportunity to share and build in the knowledge and see how we can better become a core part of the business we are in. So my name, as indicated by Dan, is Rachel Kimani. I work with Dr. Stanley Karanja. Mine this morning is very simple. I would like to invite all of us to share our expectations in our program. As earlier, as you remember, last week we introduced HR Business Partnering, the program, and I liked the participation of everyone and the ideas that came in. So this morning, I'd like to invite all of us, and before we can get to module 2, we would like to share our expectations for module. Our expectations for this particular big topic that we have is a continuation from where we stopped, but probably there's something, an insight you may have heard last week that you went through, something you may have come across, and you would like to take this opportunity to get to know more about it. This is an opportunity, and I want to invite all of us to share our expectations for the day. At this time, we shall take about 2-3 minutes. I'll encourage each one of us, let's go to the chat box and share. Dr. Stanley will be reading the expectations so that then he can put together our expectations. So you're invited. Let's go to the chat box and let's share our expectations for the day. Thank you, Rolin Kimeu. Thank you, Scholar. We've received your expectation. Elista, thank you for your sharing your expectation. Let us all share our expectation. It's a big opportunity for us to make the session as accommodating as possible and to see the extent to which we can ensure we embrace our needs. Keep sharing. So Rolene says she expects to understand HRBP more as the course continues to roll. That's very encouraging. A scholar indicates she wishes to refresh and deepen her understanding of business partnering. Very well. We hope to share more insights, and if you have a story, you're invited to share in as the program continues. We shall give you an opportunity. Felista says, I look forward to an interactive session this morning. Thank you, Felista, for sharing that desire. Lucy says, good morning, great topic, clearly transforming a clear path ongoing. Very insightful. Anne says, good morning to you all. I look forward to understanding in depth the HR business partnering concepts. Thank you. Hi all, this is Patrick. He says, I would like to know what tools are used to align HR strategy to the business strategy. Very insightful, and I'll encourage Patrick, please follow through up to module 3, and we'll be able to realize expectation. Anthony says, I would like to understand what are the core activities undertaken by the HR business partner. Very well. Miriam, module 1 was very informative. I expect more insights in module 2. Thank you for that challenge, Miriam. Mary says, good morning. I look forward to be transformed into a HR business partner through the insights that you will share today. And we encourage you, Mary, also share your story. What is your story where you are? We may think probably that in our space, we're not practicing. Some of us have been practicing in small ways, in huge ways, but probably have not known you have been playing the business partner role. Some of us are yet to get there. How shall we get there? And this is the place to actually come learn and get to understand how do we get there. Thank you, everyone. Keep sharing your mind. In case you have questions as the session goes on, you are invited to place your questions on the question box. The trainer will continue answering the questions as the program goes on. In case you need to weigh in a contribution on a concept, you're also invited to raise your hand, and we shall give you an opportunity to hear you out. Ours is a facilitation to help the professionals and the fraternity of HR community to share knowledge for this particular time on HR business partnering. Thank you very much. At this juncture, I would like to introduce our trainer for the sake of those who are not present last week. This training is being facilitated by Dr. Stanley Karanja of Stan Consulting Group Limited. Dr. Stanley has a wealth of knowledge in many different aspects and fields. He's a certified HR practitioner. He's also a certified business scorecard practitioner, international. Dr. Stanley has a PhD in business and marketing and is a long-time standing trainer and a strategy developer. So he has both hands-on and delivery skills in different aspects of the organization. So he stands very well to take us through this particular session. He has had an opportunity to interact with a wide range of persons from operational level to strategic level of leadership, and therefore he is well versed with how does the organization function and run. So I think he has the proper exposure and background to help take us through this particular program. So at this juncture, I would like to invite Dr. Stanley. Dr. Can see his video is
Thank
mute.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Welcome, Daktari.
Thank you, Rachel. I wish you to give some of the participants an opportunity to check their computers if they are working. They mute, they talk. It's always good to give this an opportunity that also Dan said it's people can practice. So we have 6 more minutes, Rachel, to do that, so people can talk. I like hearing voice, commitment, connection, and good morning to all of us. Very well.
Very
so
well, Daktari.
give more. I can see Francis there. I can be able to switch on his video. Good to see faces, how people are talking. We have 6 minutes, and then as we get more people. Morning, I look forward to continue. Thank you, Rachel. Please take it up.
Okay. At this time, we can use the 5 minutes remaining and say good morning or share any comments you'd like to share. You can turn on your video and the window is open. Rolin, you'd like to say something? Yeah, Francis, you'd like to say something? You can greet the participants.
Yeah, thank you, Rachel. Morning, everyone. I'm glad to be here today. Just curious to learn more from last session. I'm here to see how today's session goes. A lot of expectations, of course, to understand just deeper how HR business partnering happens.
Okay, thank you, Francis. Very well. I can see Mercy is on. Welcome, Mercy. You can greet us.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Rachel, and of course, ACHRP for this platform. We appreciate, and I would say my expectation is I was in module 1 on last Saturday, so I'm really curious to wanting to know more about HR business partnering so that I also see maybe where is it that I'm making mistakes so that I can be in that seat where I can be given opportunities to make decisions and not just to be the HR day-to-day activities of just hiring, recruiting. I want more than that. Yeah, so that's my expectation.
Okay, thank you very much. Your voice broke, but I think we understood. Mercy is looking forward to see how better she can embrace the concept of HRBP in her practice. We hope to share more insights on that. Rolin, are you there? Anne, you there again? Hi, Rolin, welcome. Patrick Matere.
Good morning, Rachel, Dan, Dr. Stanley. Thank you very much for this program. I can assure you that we are learning a lot. I'm particularly approaching this with a beginner's mindset. I know I have been doing HR business partnering, but sometimes it conflicts with what a HR manager does. So going through this module is making it even more clear, and thank you for that.
I understand. Thank you, Patrick. We shall be glad you keep weighing in on your insights from your practice. Asante sana. Lucy? Winnie? Vulia, are you there? Monica Oyugi?
Yes, Rachel. Thank you so much.
Yes, good morning to you.
We are looking forward to this. We're looking forward to module 2 and to learn more about this HR.
Okay, welcome, Monica. Anyone else? You can still volunteer, even if we have not mentioned their name.
Rachel and members, good morning.
Yes, morning, Lucy. How are you?
Quite fine, thank you.
Yes.
You know, some of us may really keep quiet. Like I'm personally not in HR, but I have an interest in HR. I'm in strategic management. So when I see this connection between strategic management and HR, I'm basically,
Yes.
you know, this vaccinated and I'm seeing how much more we can do between strategic management and HR. So personally, I'm glad I was there last weekend and I'm glad to be here. We are looking at the paradigm shifts and how to make sure that we fit ourselves strategically. Thank you, and let's have a good day.
Yeah. Thank you, Lucy. We are inspired that we even have people out of the HR practice. Really, every other profession really wants to understand us, and it's very important that we can be understood by all the other functions within the organization, and so they see the value we bring to the table. At one point, we were challenged when we were told we just sit and wait as HR practitioners to be invited to the table. We need to be the ones now setting the table and inviting us, add them to that table. So let's take up that challenge. Anyone else who would like to give an insight? I see it's already time. Charity, are you there? Anthony Sumba? Audrey? Agri? Hawa? And Gevega? Okay. I can see people continue to write and share their insights. It's okay, we encourage you. Eva says, good morning. I look forward to continue learning more about HRBP. Alice Wamboy indicates she expects to learn more about HRBP, following up from where we left last week, and tools to implement the same. Someone says their voice is not very good, but they can hear the speaker very well. So we are all invited. Let's continue sharing. Let's continue communicating. Use the chat box as much as possible to actually communicate any need that you may have. And we hope to have another productive session for the day. So at this juncture, I'd like to invite Dr. Stanley. I can see it's 9:02, and I would not like to take on the time for the actual learning. So Dr. Stanley.
Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very much. Can see we are 42 and going on. By the time people wake up, we'll be able to, we expect more numbers, and we will be able to share together. Good morning once again, everyone. Want us to go to the relearning and continue sharing, discussing this amazing discussion, mind-boggling, mind-shifting topic on HRBP, Human Resource Business Partnering. Today we have lots of things that we can do and we can be able to share. I'll be looking forward to from you, your interactions. I really appreciate what our comments have been this morning. I look forward to understanding in depth the HR business pattern concept. I would like to know the tools used in HR strategy to the business strategy. Good morning, my expectations, core activities, model informative. Good morning, through the insights. We'll share today morning for looking to learning. Good morning, glad to hear. And seems I'm glad to and excited to be here. So I'll straight go to the to what I've prepared for you today. What I've prepared for you today are Just a minute. Just a minute. Just a minute. Call HR business partnering. Once more, again, my name is Dr. Stanley Karanja. From envisioning to execution, we believe in getting things done. Asanteni sana. So let's recap what happened last module, when we were talking about the collaborative strategic thinking of HR as a business partner. And I appreciate one concern that one of us has been a HR, but also there's a HR business partnering model in the organization. What should you be able to do? And that's a very interesting concept, or challenge, which we tried to discuss last week. And last week, we also reflected on the issue of the balance scorecard. And we said that in business, if we use the balance scorecard, which we appraised on it, where we look at the customer, we look at the financial perspective, where we look at the process perspective, and where we look at the people perspective. In the balance scorecard, my contribution to it is that customer perspective is where we attract customers, how we develop our customers, or engage our customers as well, and how we deliver loyalty or retain, that is delivering loyalty for our customers. And then when it comes to finance, is how do we invest? How do we invest? How do we optimize cost? How do we optimize cost? How do we manage the financial regulations and investments? But processes and regulations comes under the process perspective. What are the policies, procedures that are very essential in delivering all the financial well-being of our organization and the customer? And then the third is where we are as HR, where our key focus as HR, our fundamental work is about attracting, that is recruiting people, recruiting. How do we recruit? How do we develop? In the balance scorecard, the people, what I'm calling as people perspective, is where it is said is learning and development. Yeah. So in the build-up of knowledge and filling the academic lacunae, on people perspective, we need to improve the understanding of learning and development in our businesses to have what is called people perspective, where we attract, we develop through training and development, coaching and mentoring. That's part of L&D, which is develop the second phase. And then we have what is called how do we engage our employees? How do we engage our employees? Work environment, and how do we retain talent within the organization? So we're going back to David Ulrich HR model, where we are looking at from the balance scorecard as well. You can see there's some boring about it, where there is on top there, we can see the process, and down we can see people. So for you to be able to, but why do you need the process? And why do you need the people? You need them so that you can be able to deliver the financial perspective, and you cannot deliver financial perspective without the customer perspective. Even at HR, internal employees, we call them internal customers. So it's very, very important for us to appreciate we are all in business. We are not the helpers, just helping, but we are on the table making things happen. When I hear HR professionals talking about we are relegated, last time there was the issue, how does the CEO, how shall we be able to interact with the CEO, but exactly when the CEO is entering the organization, he signs the documents at the HR's office. Even if you take the documents to him, you are the one who prepares the job description. You are the one who aligns if particularly there is a change of guard. So it is very, very important for us, first of all, to appreciate ourselves. Who are we as HR? Who are we? We are the people who attract, We are the people who recruit everybody in the organization. Then number two, we are the people who develop. We are the people who shall even develop the CEO, the senior management team, so that they can be able to appreciate the importance of what people are in the organization. That's why you have the people perspective and process perspective. When you look from the strategic thrust, we are the strategic partner as HR business partner. And when we talk about HR business partner and the issue of HR, you can remember last week in our discussion how we grew from how HR has grown evolution from just a welfare officer all the way to become a HR business partner. This is where there's no, you may remain in HR services, what we are regarding that's HR, and you are still in the main HR. But now you're going to support, when we develop what's called matrix organizational structure, is where it can be able to come clearly and you'll be able to see you as you can be a HRBP for a particular sector, particular business segment, but you are still HR. Your report is to the director or the vice president HR. So you are still HR. There's no confusion. It is the understanding, the mindset that a HR is not a welfare, just a welfare officer. You may be in the department of attracting, that's recruitment. You may be in the department of developing, learning and development. You may be in the department of engaging, retaining, remuneration and benefits, among others. So when we are looking at the strategic thrust, as a HR, we are the strategic partner. We contribute to the strategy. No organization can achieve without having the right people in the bus. We have to recruit the right people. We have to be able to continuously evaluate the skill set that we have in our organization. We are the change agent at the people level. And when it comes to operational focus, administratively, we make sure things are happening on a day-to-day basis. Then on the employee champion, we are the people who are the owners of the employee, including the top management to the lower management. So it is a personal choice for any one of us to think that you have been relegated to another role. It is up for us to take and be at the table where we belong. So I continue welcoming those who are coming now. So as a strategic partner, you align HR and business strategy. Again, it is not the issue of just doing the HR strategy about how shall we be able to do the head counts, to be able to know who we have in the organization so that we can develop the recruitment strategy. Then we can go next to be able to see how would we develop skill set, enhance learning and development, coaching and mentoring. We are in the active role of ensuring the entire strategic plan of the organization. We are the ones who are contributing and making sure it happens. On the change agent, we manage the transformation. We effect transformation and change. We are able even to suggest what needs to be done. Today we'll be looking at a certain case study, and I'm looking forward to a lot of your insights on the case study. Then we see how we can be able to see what the role would the HR play. And this time I'm not calling, I'm saying HR as total, both services, center of expertise, and HRBP. And then as an employee champion, are we able to deliver the motivated, attract, develop, motivated, competent people for our organization? And then as an administrator on an everyday, how are we able to measure output of each and every person? How are we able to make sure that every person in the organization is a cost and also a value to the organization? When we reach at that point, then we'll be able to appreciate, and everybody shall be able to appreciate what happens. I have seen many human resource professionals, even when it reaches to the issues of performance management and appraisal, they leave it becomes just a mere tool whereby the heads of department, it's a KPI for them to deliver. So they sit, they deliberate. Sometimes in some organization, it becomes as a scoring tool between the managers and the other people within the organization. So it's very, very important for us to be able to appreciate this and to be able to know that we are the people to be able to bring process optimization and efficiency in the organization. Even if it's each an employee, you need to know and have a dashboard of each employee in the organization from the CEO down and have a discussion now and be able to have sections like HRBP, Centers of Excellence, HR services, whereby we can be able to deliver this for the entire organization. That's what we were covering last week. So business partners establish relationship with customers. So if this is a business partner, HR business partner who we've given the marketing department, customer orientation and marketing department, then they contribute to the business unit plans. When they are working on each plan, their key component is, in this project that we have, how are people going to influence the delivery? That's where now HR becomes of value. Here, where we are in this program, if you're in NGO or in government, which skill set do you require to be able to deliver? How are we going to develop organizational capabilities in this section, in this department, in this organization, or even in this SME, or even within my organization? How am I going to implement HR practices in sales and marketing division? How am I going to implement HR practices in finance division? How am I going to implement HR practices in production division? That's the work of a business partner. And when you're able to get all these things, remember, you go and meet the shared services and the centers of expertise. You work together in the HR department because you are a HR professional. And this is where also we said last week, you can also go further and be able to take the other good people or skills which are relevant within the organization or in certain department that they can be able to do HR related practices within that department because they will be understanding the department better. And this is also where you work together with the heads of department, head of sections to help them appreciate the skill set that they require for them to deliver for the organization. So the discussion is we cannot deliver without HR in the organization. And this is where we are saying we are partners, we are business partners, we are the owners of the business. So we should not just be relegated to shared services, which we are used to. Yes, we should deliver the HR services in the context of the objectives and the goals of that specific section. So represent central HR. Take that point very well. We are business partners, HR in marketing, HR in finance, HR in sales, HR in production, HR in IT for the organization that they have invested or their backbone is on technology. So you need a HR in technology who needs to appreciate and matters of technology. You are not there in the technology just to sit aside. You bring your expertise to head of HR to that department so that we can be able to deliver. Log needs and coordinate HR services. What are these issues to do with people that you're going to work with the business leaders in different sections so that they can be able to appreciate the need of the people in delivering of the goals of the organization, plus also the front office. So as we continue, it's very, very important for us to appreciate that and recap back because that's where we started last week, HR business partners in our introduction, shared services, how you manage routine processes effectively and efficiently. Now, often using a single HRIS, intranets provide basic information and call centers for specific queries that may be outsourced or back office. Remember, wherever you are as a HR business partner, you can still have the main HR, what we are calling the central HR, so that we can be able to coordinate. Plus also the Create HR framework, develop and introduce strategic HR initiatives across the entire organization so that we can be able to have specialized areas like the engagement model, employee relations, learning and development, talent management, organizational development, staffing, diversity, and workforce planning. Often depend on business partners to roll the programs to the business. You may have all these skills, but now these skills needs also to be implemented at the relevant line of execution in the organization. That's why we need HR business partner. So HR business partner is where HRs are now becoming business owners. And this is where even as a HR, my recommendation would be, let's stop this thing. I have seen many organizations, HR are only HR. When you come out here into the world, you'll be able to discover you require the selling skills, you require relationship skills, which you also have as HR, emotional intelligence, which is very key for HR, marketing. You need also IT skills. That's very also financial intelligence, financial skills, so that you can be able to calculate output per person within the organization. So when we are even planning training needs, and we are doing training needs analysis, we also need to see how are our people versatile, agile to be able to do other activities. The reality with COVID-19, this disruption, as HR, it's very important for us to appreciate the need of, if you have been asked to reduce the people that you have, and now you are going to have, you had 100 people and you are going to have 30 people. They need to be multi-skilled. Them that are multi-skilled will survive in the business. There is one organization I know, which is also one of my clients. For you to, before you become the managing director, you needed to have worked in HR. And not more so in HR, they say you must have worked in finance and you must have worked in sales, and vice versa. They also still do not really, the HR have not come out to be able to say, now I'm a HR, I need to go to the field and sell. I need, these are my discussion on financial intelligence, on delivery of outputs. So we have a challenge as a profession, not just to sit back and watch things happen. We need to take the key and make sure that we run the engine ourselves. So I hope we are learning. The Ulrich model is very critical for us to appreciate. You can never discuss this is the father of HR business partner, David Ulrich, strategic partner, administrative expert, change agent. So if you're a change agent, HR, we are going to understand the culture and what is effective and what is ineffective in each and every department. Institutionalize change capability within the organization. We will assist line managers to lead and facilitate change. That's the role of HR, and in this model of HRBP. Act as a consultant in organizational effectiveness. We are going to go further. How do you do as a consultant? That shall be in the next, that one we shall have it when we'll be doing the HR strategy, and I will delve deeper, not only the HR strategy, but also when you're doing the entire business strategy, how you need to be a consultant during that time. The skill set required for a consultant to deliver. I am a business consultant, and as a consultant, you must have that mindset to deliver, getting things done, like what we do at Stan Consulting Group Limited. Enhanced management development, it is a responsibility. How if you're in government, is your CS emotionally, would you regard your CS as emotionally intelligent? Does he have the right requisite leadership capabilities? How is he able to interact with people and others? How is he able to manage power? And don't forget, their power is short term. Only that when you're in power, you don't remember how long it will last. So power is confusing. So what role are you playing to ensure development of your CEO? Do you go sit down with your CEO and be able to do a personality profile, if they've not done one, be able to know skill set analysis, to be able to know what they need to do, how they need to improve? From the entire performance management of the entire organization, is it that you only report to the CEO and the board? Are you part and parcel of knowing what's happening? even at the board skills level. We've seen so many board of management influencing the wrong direction for organization just because of not knowing what they are doing. And when we come to the competency model, which we shall introduce to you today, but also we shall enhance it also in the third module as we complete the 3-module journey of HRBP. So again, you as a HRBP, are you developing strategies to help implement enhance human capital contribution in each and every department? Are you building workforce commitment? Are people committed? Remember, research shows 70% of the employees at the workplace, they don't know what they are doing. They have what's called kindergarten mentality. Just report, wait the sun to rise, and the sun shall set, you will have your pay. 20%, when guided, they will be able to deliver. 10%, we thank God that 10% will definitely do justice to why they were employed. They are of value in the organization. So again, as an employee champion, ensure fair, ethical, and equitable people, processes, and practice. You are the voice of excellence. Ensure that these are the things that you're implementing as a HRBP. You don't need to do politicking in the organization. You have your plan cut out to deliver. So ensure that we develop and align the strategies with the business, assist line managers in solving, or contribute to management's team strategic decision making, foster system thinking. That this is also the one key thing, system thinking and customer focus is very important for HRBP in the organization. Very, very important, because it is them that think. If you're a finance person, you must be able to know you have people. That's why we train people for finance on matters HR for non-HR. They must appreciate they are part and parcel of the right skill set recruitment, developing and coaching within the organization, within the department. That's the system thinking we require. The marketing people, also they are HR, and also they are finance, and also they are process champions. So we all need to think together as a system. HR, you are the owner of money in that organization from today henceforth. You are the owner of the customer, internal customer, to be satisfied so that can be able to deliver to the external customer. So strategically manage workforce, which shall be very, very important from the CEO and the entire organization. Ensure that you create, deliver effective HR processes, manage people and HR related costs. Here, when you're talking about cost and administrative, you even calculate productivity and show how productivity is, be it that we are in depression, recession, or disruption. It's very good for HR to be able to be reporting. This is the time the HR should be giving reports of where the organization is during this disruption and how we are going, not only just firing or relenting or this, the newest adage that people are in half pay, let's give half pay. The goodness is you'll give the half pay the same it will be used even to you. Why? If you read Robert Kiyosaki's talks more about investments, and he explained as entrepreneurs, when this time reaches, we should think about investing more in people and processes rather than closing businesses and firing others. See how you manage your expenses and how you can increase productivity and processes that will bring optimized cost. So applies information technology to rapidly deliver HR quality products and services that will effectively manage. For example, right now we are having training through webinar. It's affordable. If you be able to align within the organization, train many people now. This is the time HR can be able to achieve this one key learning and development, people perspective. How do we enhance the skill set, motivation that the people can be able to know they've learned? Unfortunately, some of the organizations, some of the sectors, they believe training you must go out because there's a monetary value, but not thinking about that mindset change that will enhance productivity. So again, ladies and gentlemen, we are continuing on well. Let me check if we are all live. We are all live. We are going on well. And if you have a question, please, there's the question and answer, where you can ask your question and we'll definitely be able to get back to you. So you are breaking to all panel. I can't hear you because this cannot be heard. Catherine Munda is present. Thank you to be here learning. Vuhia, Madam Vuhia, thank you very much for attending this great discussion and engagement on HRBP. So we continue. Today we are looking, that base is what we did and it's a continuation. Though today, key things we need to look about stakeholder mapping. We also need to know our value, our premise, and then look at competencies. If we get time, we'll also check about organization politics. That someone requested, how do you manage that from a welfare officer, climbing the ladder, personnel, and then getting to the level of being human resource manager and human resource business partner. So we'll be able to go that and be able to conclude better with necessary appropriate tools to be able to deliver the HR strategy, the business plan with the business, the entire business strategy. The framework for value creation, how should HR transform and deliver value? This one will also help us to when we shall be doing stakeholder mapping. So I will be explaining both. So what to focus on, value or activities? You need to focus on value outside in. What do you mean by value outside in? Value outside in means two perspectives, customer, stakeholders. Customers, stakeholders, financials, returns on investment, profitability of the organization. Because as a HR, if the business is not profitable, how shall you pay the people that you have employed? If something happening in the marketplace, in the NGO world, that there will be no money, how do you communicate from outside to inside the organization? Because it's the prerogative of the HR professional, now that you're a business partner, to be able to see that, not sitting down and waiting for the time at the end month, then you're told salaries have delayed. You need to have seen. You need even to change the thinking of the people in the organization. You are the owner of the brains in that organization. So what to focus on is very important for you to be able to transform and deliver value in the organization. We need to think what we need to understand for us to deliver this value. So we need to know what context are we in as HR. We do many strategic plans. And you see the HR always coils themselves, waiting for their time, when the customer perspective, customer sales and marketing, customer service are being bashed by the entire management, senior management team. What is the context? And you being the owners of the business, we need to understand Pestel, the political environment. We need to understand the economic environment. We need to understand where is our nation, where is it going? What's happening in our sector? What's happening globally? What are the changes? We need to understand the social metrics, the demographics, the psychographics of even where our business is. We need to understand technology, because technology is like a road network today. We cannot do without technology. What technology will help us? And this is where the IT people have made a lot of money, because of ignorance of many professions. Environment and ecology. We need to understand our environment and how each and every individual is fitting into the context so that we can contribute to the business strategy. We even need to do SWOT, strengths, weakness, opportunities, threats, for our department, for all our people, then to contribute to the entire business strategy. Then we can be able to be discussing value in the organization. You have what it takes. The choice is yours. Then number 3, stakeholders. These are the customers, they are the investors, they are the communities, they are the donors, government, stakeholders. Do we know our stakeholders? How do we relate to them? How is our outside understanding influencing our inside? So that when we sort out our inside, that is our internal, our employees, our critical asset, then it can be able to affect positively the value, customer value, investor value, community value, donor value. That's how you get HR to the table. That's how you need to understand in stakeholder mapping, who is a stakeholder? And the wider scheme of things, even when you're doing planning, you must develop something called stakeholder mapping, where you list down each and every stakeholder, then write what is expected of that whole stakeholder that we need to deliver. But also on the 3rd column, what shall we be doing that the stakeholder expects us? And then you can be able to develop the 4th column, which explains the initiatives to be able to deliver your commitment to the stakeholder. After asking what to focus on, which is value outside in, and understanding the context and stakeholders, what to deliver is very important now. You as HR, what is your KPI? You need to deliver talent. You need to deliver leadership. You need to deliver organizational capacity. That is what you bring to the table. If an organization has the wrong leader, that HR participated in recruiting, it will spoil the entire organization. If it has the wrong talent within the organization that cannot deliver to the appropriate context and the changing times, you don't have the right talent that can be able to deliver to the customer. You don't have the right commercial team that can deliver to the customer. You don't have the right commercial team, financial team that can deliver to return on investment. You don't have the appropriate team, organizational development, community developers, community officers that can be able to deliver to the community. It's you to be able to get the right talent. That's what HR should be bothered in. And I said the biggest opportunity is in HR. 70% of the workforce, they are suffering from kindergarten mentality. They come, whatever you'll give them, they will do. What if you don't give them? They will stick around. That's very unfortunate. So HR, we are the people to provide talent, commitment, so that we can be able to deliver value and transform our organization. When you go to organizations, what brand do you see? The work environment. HR needs to understand marketing. They need to understand how do you do, even they need to understand architecture. How do you place table where, how? Because when you go to some organization, you'll see fantastic job done. Was that a job done by a HR practitioner, a HR business partner, who said we need to look at the brand of this organization? This is how we are going to brand this organization so that everybody, image is everything. So that we can also deliver sustainability. We can also be able, by doing proper branding, we say in marketing, there's a piece which is called, after the advanced piece, after the product, price, place, promotion, people, there's physical evidence. That fee of physical evidence, when I come to the organization or when I'm on the technology platform, do I feel you? Very important. Brand sustainability. That every time we shall always be remembering, this is where I went. How did I meet the gatekeepers? How was I handled? How was the relationship inside that organization? What is the culture? We go to number 6, organizational capacity, culture of that organization. Are we people willing to do? Are we the people who are willing to do, able to do, willing to do, and can do? Team, is that what you have in the organization? Culture in organization. We always hear about corruption. Why are people talking about corruption? Who is this corrupt? Just nail it down. And how do you nail such issues? All the organization's strategies I've done, plus also including our constitution, national values. We always talk about integrity. And the first thing that we go against it. I appreciate there's some organization when you steal or you don't do what's supposed to be done, you don't follow the process, you are fired. The HR in that organization are ever busy helping people to follow the processes, but those who do not follow the process, they are out. When you're in an organization whereby people don't resign, people don't leave, you don't have a business to do. Unfortunately, from my perspective, you need to continuously refresh, build an ever-aching culture of excellence, work environment, teamwork within the organization. And if somebody goes against the values, which are the ones that shape the culture of the organization, sorry, you are in the driver's seat. So the idea of hearing or the complaint or this sometimes HR professionals saying that we are relegated professionals in the organization. No, you are the one even to tell the finance manager, you need to take a course in HR, you need to take a course in marketing, you need to take a course in IT, basic IT understanding. Garbage in, garbage out. They need to understand. And that's why many organizations which are not keen with technology, with the right talent for technology, will be able to face these challenges. They will be wiped out from the face of earth. HR brings everything in the organization to the table. From the talent, from the CEO to the gatekeeper. How now do we do that as HR? The structure that the organization structure. In a situation whereby HRBP, Human Resource Business Partner model has worked well, it is where there is a matrix organizational structure. You have HR for HR, HR for finance, HR for marketing, HR for finance, HR for production, HR for IT, matrix organization structure. You also have marketing, customer orientation and marketing, sales and marketing, people with those skills. They're also talking customer. In customer, they're talking customer. In finance, they're talking customer. Why is it that in organization, when people were told, were educated the old way in financial intelligence, financial matters, the people who are in accounts payable, why were they taught that you must keep a supplier's money? Then they developed this issue of playing with working capital, using suppliers' money, using suppliers' wealth, and yet you're a big organization. The current situation going forward, it is for those that are able to appreciate supplier as an external customer outside in, they will be able to achieve best. Now, we need to see finance in marketing, finance in processes, production, IT, and finance in HR. Ask yourself, now I want to ask, do you do HR, payroll, yourself in your department, or is done by finance? What is your role? If you do payroll, then it means you're the owner of money and people. So we need to build structure and how to organize HR department to be able to influence change in the organization, to be able to deliver the organizational goals. It is that structure that a HR will do, and their value will be seen. Come to the practices. Come to the practices. How are we staffing? How are we doing performance management systems? Our work structures and our rewards, they must be above board. They must be the best practice. And the best practice needs not to have been done somewhere else. You can do it. God has blessed you with what it takes. Then the competency of HR and of HR business partner, which we shall be looking later on. What is this? The how, the doing, and also the measurement. By the time we'll be finishing the third module, we shall have answered the how. So, are we learning? So get to the chat box, are we learning? Great professionals, are we learning? Get to the chat box, are we learning? Let me get your, yes, the last chat was 8:59, there are 9:32, it's now 9:45. What is the strategy for career planning for the HR who needs to help a new business venture in light of HRBP? What's the strategy of career planning? I believe great to be here, learn from others, and enhance my knowledge in HRB partner arena. Thank you so much. Now, what is your take this morning? Let's engage. Let's engage, partners. What's your take this morning? What's your take? What will you do? One thing that you will do from now henceforth to be able to deliver, to be able to transform and deliver value in your organization as a HR stroke HRBP. 3 minutes. Over to you. Let's chat. Thank you. You're learning. Thank you. Welcome. But now answer the question. One thing you shall do to transform and deliver value as a HR. Okay? Thank you, Ruth. Let's continue participating. Let's continue participating. Very, very important. Even entrenched in our constitution. You have 2 more minutes. Let's continue. What are we learning? What shall I do to transform and deliver value in my organization or wherever else that God has provided me with the opportunity to influence? Participants, only 4 have written something. We are waiting for you to write and click enter. Yes, thank you. You have 2 more minutes. Let's do due diligence to those minutes. What shall I do to transform and deliver value in my organization, in the establishment that I am in? Thank you. Let's continue participating. When you're participating, you give me the energy to be able to indulge more. It's always very good. Yeah, it's good for people to learn, and it shows that people are learning. These are the things that can only help in this webinar training, that can be able to see if we are connecting.
Yani, wanataka kuniharibia tu asubuhi yangu.
Eric, put on mute.
Jambo la pili, hapa Garissa vijana hawana kazi. Kijana anaweza tamani kufa, lakini huyu kijana hana hata pesa.
Lunani, wherever you are, kindly mute. Okay, we are learning people. Thank you very much. Understanding business build. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I will intentionally bother what is going on in the other business units. Very important. Thank you, Ruth. I will intentionally bother. It is our duty to bother, because those people are paid by you. They are paid by HR. You need to know their productivity. You need to know what they're happening. You need to know how they are developing their development strategy. You need to know what they need to. You need to build the training needs assessment. You need to continuously be able to know the skill gaps within the business. Yes, I am learning. I'm supposed to be a HR in other departments, HR in finance, procurement. Exactly, Mercy. Be there. You're not begging. You're the one who employed them. Don't wait only for disciplinary proceedings. And you are also in disciplinary proceedings. You are the secretary, so that they will say you fired. No, we can be able to do focus on value rather than activities by influencing HR for sector managers and even the people. Thank you, Scholar. Thank you, Melinda. Catherine, we need to scale up and overhaul what we think HR is what we ought to be. Fantastic. Yes. People are ours. We are not begging. Yes. You cannot tell a mother that the children are not theirs. In fact, now I need to start training men to be able to appreciate children are theirs. There's a lot of opportunity in business in this world. Ensure employees in other departments are developed to understand HR skills. This is very important. I have done a lot of HR for non-HR managers, directors training in many organizations. Those who appreciate the value of HR. They want every HR, every person in the organization to know the value of people. Most people talk about performance management, but the sector manager does not appreciate. They are helping you to achieve your KPI, yet without knowing it's their job. Yes, ensure employees in other departments are developed. Yes, thank you, Alice. Eva, to ensure all line managers must have basic understanding of HR, as is important for, not just basic, they need to give value to you, Eva. They have to give value to you. They need to know their productivity of the people, but also train them on how to be able to understand the metrics that we learned the other day, and also to be able to be measured with how they're delivering. Part of the Millicent offer training to senior management team and business heads on HR, not just being administrative role, but a partner role, and the need to involve HR in business and staff-related issues. Remember this, Millicent, everybody and everyone else, everybody is people in the organization. So they are yours. From the day they came until the day they leave, they have no choice. That is HR, okay? When there will be no people, even HR shall be transformed how to manage robots. We shall say robots replaced people. So we shall learn the new software of how to manage robots as HR. Interact with other departments and learn their culture and process so I can influence them. And you can even get, Angelina, you can even get some people from other organizations have HR champions. Now we have HR BP. If an organization have challenges, you can also have HR champions in those other departments that they represent HR, and you train them skill set that they can be able to help. We own this knowledge. I have known that some employees have hidden potential. I try hard to tap talent and show them that they are valuable for the benefit of the organization. Fantastic, Catherine. It is very possible. Sometimes if you start with HR business partner champions, can be very important. Get that person in that organization who, but again, you need to build and show love for sales organization, for marketing, commercial environment. That's where it starts. In fact, I'll encourage everybody, think customer, because HR is in charge of internal customer, people. Make sure that you have very good people motivated, attract, develop skilled sets that can be able to deliver customer perspective, outside, inside. Training people on who are non-HR on HR is a good starting point. Thank you, Catherine. And also know that it is not enough. Sometimes I also get some challenges. You go to train HR on HR for non-HR, then HR themselves are not in attendance. They need to be there. They clarify, they refresh knowledge, but some are doing a fantastic job so that we can go together. Building and I will urge all the participants, when you're writing, don't write only to all panelists, write to panelists and attendees so that even the others can, we are participating. We are free and open knowledge sharing. So when you're chatting, ensure you also, to all panelists, unless we are all panelists, but sometimes others may remain attendees. Understanding the business better is very important. Patrick, build a result-oriented culture and transformational leadership while developing talent in the organization. But remember, developing talent is also not easy. When you are recruiting, make sure that you have the right talent, the right people getting into the bus. Try as much as possible to have HR skills integrated among the various business aspects in the effort to ensure value addition to the business process of the organization. I will seek to understand, thanks Lucy, thanks Felicita. I will seek to understand all aspects of the business so that I am able to offer expert HR advice. In fact, this HR, we need to train people on essential selling skills. How do you sell? How do you negotiate? You have been negotiating, but you said that's a business facet. You are in business. Catherine Ngatia, to understand what happens in operations as opposed to just being supported department. You are the owner of the business. You are not a support. You are not the tail. You are the leader of the business. You are the transformer. Francis Mudavadi, thank you. Focus on value delivery by understanding stakeholders. You need even to understand the board. You need to understand in fact, the biggest problem of organization is the boards. They are brought by whatever circumstance. You are not part of having the board. Then if you are not the one who attracts the right board members, then ensure that when they are there, you need to know their skill gaps and engage, indulge, align the processes and ensure that they have the right talent and deliver value to the organization. Yeah, you need, but also there's how we train the board. You make sure the board feels nice. As well, you are getting to know their challenges and then they'll be happy, they'll deliver for you. As HR, you know, and why is it happening even today? Most boards after this disruption, what did they do? The easiest thing to do? Cut the entire training budget. Which board has recommended increase in training budget? Anyone to challenge? Let us know. Most, if not all boards, during this pandemic time, they have cut on training, on people wages, many other benefits. Yet, this is the time to invest in people. This is the time to invest in process so that they can be able to take care. But I'm talking of the right people, yeah? Be involved. Thank you, Anthony. Be involved and have an in-depth understanding of all the operations in our departments in my organization. Focus more on both customer and stakeholders, value outside in. Fantastic. Understand even the community which is there. HR. Are we giving water to, are we dealing with water issues? What can we be able to do outside there to be able to be, for people to look forward for us and be able to be part with us. Sabrina, thank you. We'll understand business environment more and make sure HRs are well developed to perform and drive the institute. Other departments will be made to understand HR matters too. If somebody is a manager, he manages people. He has people below that person. It's recommended there's no manager who does not have a minimum of at least between 6 to 12 people if he's a supervisor. So that manager is a HR first because he has human capital to take care of. Talk to that manager. When you have a chance, bring them on board. Let's discuss. Develop talent leadership and do mentorship in all sections of the organization. Very important, Hudson. Lucy, time to leave our comfort zones and be active players. There's nothing that Lucy, there's not, and all the panelists and the attendees, nothing shall go wrong by you doing the right and getting out of your comfort zone. You'll discover the talent that you have. You'll be the next CEO. But sometimes HR don't want to be the CEOs because they know they have the data and the history that CEOs stay 2-3 years, they go. So, and you don't know how to look for jobs. So you rather be comfortable and be where you are. Now, very, very important for us to continuously be able, Millicent, again, culture change, tough one, but we'll endeavor to pilot this. Don't pilot, do it, my dear. Millicent, all of us, let's do culture change. You start with the values. Start, first training, living our values. It's there in strategy. Then check those values, are they okay? And that is where, if we go back to the good book, the Bible, there was no need of having the 10 commandments, the values to be followed, until when people started misbehaving, doing all sorts of things. That's when Moses was sent, had to go to Mount Sinai to take the commandment. Now you have a strategic plan, there is values. You have the vision, you have the mission. You get the people to deliver the mission for the vision. Values are HR, culture. Everyone must follow those values. As you follow the company's act, the Employment Act, ensure you develop living values, strategy, and make sure people are living. And people should be fired and hired depending on how you fit to the values of the business. Be involved in business strategy and being part of it. Thank you, Esther. Mariam will not just be welfare officer, but contribute to organization strategy. Madam Vuya, thank you so much. Shift HR from a unit function to a global organizational change agent and engage. And beyond that, indulge, so that let the other managers feel. They will talk. I'll talk in Kiswahili. They say utaongea mchana usiku utalala. They will talk. Oh, HR is everywhere. Is snoozing. Tell them, even you, when you came in this organization, yes, this is what we are doing. We must allow myself to be more involved in departmental activities and show HR perspective on the business. Go beyond showing HR perspective for you to be able to join them. Don't go and tell them now you sales people. No. Say sales, I want to go with one of you. I want to go and sell with you. I want to understand you. I want to understand the business. What is the best model? Are you following the best practice? Go with them. When you do, you'll be able to understand. For you to be able to understand the challenges of the nursing profession, you need to go and see what they do. It's not enough to tell them what HR does with nursing. It's go to the hospital, see how orthopedic patients behave when they are in the wards, having stayed there for 8 months or 2 years others. Be the owner of the money, people, and process, ready to safeguard organization values to ensure. Thank you, Francis Mudavadi. Be all-rounded. Align HR docket. Oh, guys, you are great. Kindly unmute me. I can't hear you. I don't have powers, Lunani. Okay. Let our organizer attending to that. Thank you. So I believe this is great learning. We continue learning and levels of HR business within organization. We also need to appreciate the level, the business partner titles, but also HR titles. There's that senior level, appreciate the title, the seniority. Lead the business conversation. If they have not engaged, you can also indulge with them. HRBP is the middle level which contributes to the business conversation. Contribute to work with managers, supervisors, go to the production floor, understand their work environment, go to the toilets on the production floor, understand how they are, and make commendations so that let's not wait for when we're having work environment survey. We are told what to be done. Let's continue doing on a daily basis. Yeah, and to let's associate, be center of excellence, specialists, and graduates to be able to deliver for the organization. Ensure four key drivers in HR transformation. There's learning and development. The need for huge makeover. We have to continuously learn different things. We have to unlearn so that we learn. Assume you know nothing, go to the other departments and start learning. You are the one holding training budget. We need to start training people cross organization. But before they go for these many trainings, they also need to have appreciated and indulged. Would you make schedules for people to start working cross-departmental? Even in football teams, sometimes people are given on loan to go and play in another team to be able to get what happens on the other side. We need to recreate as HR. We need to reinvent ourselves. Culture and employee engagement. For example, millennials don't like careers. They want just that nice experience. And they will chat how the nice experience was. They need good physical evidence at the workplace or with whatever they're doing, the phones or outside there. But again, there is what you train the millennials. Remember, they must be able to work and deliver output. Then HR leadership, it's time to prepare the next generation at all levels, where people are gonna be thinking about business. We need business acumen, employees in our organizations. So the premise of HR value is defined by the receiver. Remember that, not the giver. You are not the one who shall determine the value you give, the proposition that you give. Focus on the receivers, and those are the customers and the stakeholders and your employees. For HR profile, the value premise means that they first need to be open to what others want. This is the fundamental principle which is too often overlooked. HR, we should stop knowing too much about HR. Go listen to those other people. Listen to them. Let them show you what they do. Ask them, because you are the process leader on people. What is the best practice they're supposed to be doing, and help them to follow those practices. There's a lot of coaching and mentoring. Often HR professionals have beliefs, goals, and actions that translate into things that they want to have happen in the organization. So they go straight for the desired result without paying enough attention to the perspective of others. Yes. During the pandemic, people have said people shall work from home, but there are so many field jobs. Did they continue? Anybody felt about them? But from where I sit, the entire world globally, the message was wrong, telling people to stay at home. And already knowing 70% are not focused in the world on matters business and acumen, attitudeness. They went to sit at home. The message could have been work from home and enable people with the appropriate devices, like what other first world countries were able to do, but also some of us, we were able to do. So influence with impact occurs where HR starts with beliefs and goals of the receiver. It is the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi. Let me understand than I'm understood. That's the premise of delivering HR value. So the key consideration, who are the stakeholders? Who are the key stakeholders I must serve? I hope you have a pen and a paper. Now we are going to stakeholder mapping shortly. Who are the key stakeholders I must serve? It is appreciated that learning, even if we are in technology or if you have somewhere you're jotting down, kindly, number one, write down your key stakeholders. Write down your key stakeholders that you must serve. Then on those key stakeholders, what are the goals and values of the receiving stakeholder? What do they want? What goals and values are they looking for from you? They may not be knowing, but assist them to know. This is where I will tell you in the competency model, on the learning and development competency model, there are 4 levels of knowledge and competency development. Level number 1, write down 1. People just write not knowing that you don't know that they don't know. Don't know that they don't know. Level number 2, don't know that they don't know. Level number 2 is on competency model, they know that they don't know. And this is where now training comes in. The first level is mud zone, where you don't know that you don't know in the competency model. So, good, thank you. You don't know that you don't know. Level 2 of competency model, you know that you don't know. This is a very important point where now you are able thank you for somebody chatting me that you want to see me nicely. Thank you. Now, this is the level whereby level 2, you know that you don't know. This is a good situation. You as a HR, now you know your people, what they don't know, or your leaders, what they don't know. But also you must know there is a level 1. There are some things you don't know that you don't know. So even leaders, even anyone in the organization. Then level 2 is when they are sensitized, then they know, okay, I don't know. So I have a gap, skill gap analysis. Then you go to level 3. Level 3 is where after knowing the gap and training and coaching and coaching, now they know that they know that they know. Now after that level 3 of competency model, you go to mentor them, continuous mentoring. They need to be mentored, but also they need to coach and mentor others. When you train and mentor others, you become better. So level 3, know where they know that they know, practice, continuous practice. Even as learning HRBP, if we don't go and practice what we are saying, and that's why I'm insisting, asking people to continuously be able to write down things to do. That's the best way of learning. Then practice, practice, practice. Engage, like what Madam Vuya said, engage, engage, engage. Communicate, communicate, communicate. Appreciate, appreciate, appreciate. Participate, participate, participate. We are going to build a culture, a great culture within the organization. Never give up. When you are able to do this at the level 3 of the know, don't know competency model, then at level 4, you'll have what we call as now you even don't know. that you know. Now, this is the perfect practice. This is where it's called experience. We need, this is where talent, this is where skills are evident. This is where people do productivity is enhanced. So using the competency called conscious competency model. So level 1, unconscious incompetence, unconscious incompetence. Level 2, we talk of conscious incompetence, conscious incompetence. Yes, you know that you don't know. Level 3, conscious competence, conscious competence. Level 4, where you don't know that you know. This is called unconscious competence. This is where you build culture in the organization that everybody, the entire organization, become like branded. Everybody is doing the right thing. People are branded, people, they're thinking, the way they talk, the way they do things. They're all aligned. And that one needs to be done at policies, sometimes at policy level, what we call standard operating procedures. Then they are followed by everybody in the, even if you have 10,000 employees, that they consistently continue doing things. And that's what science is, anything that is done continuously, consistently, science. When it is practiced to the letter, it becomes what's called an art, behavioral. Very, very important for us to appreciate that. So when we appreciate that, receiving values of receiving stakeholders, we know what they want. If they did not know, let us sensitize them. What is important to them? What do they want? When these requirements are fully understood, then I need to take some water, thank you. When these requirements are fully understood, then the HR professional can show how investment in HR practice will help the stakeholders. We'll be able to help the stakeholders gain value as defined by the stakeholders. Investment in an HR practice will help the stakeholder be able to gain value as a stakeholder. Now, when they get the value, now they appreciate. They are happy and they recognize the value of HR. The HR is competent in the discussion. They add value on the table. This requires a lot of research for you to be able to indulge in various business. And it's very important for HR people to do what's called business intelligence and big data analytics, so you can be able to give value. That's a course that I offer. How do you, all the value that you have in building the metrics and also in presentation, how are you able to show where you are today and where you are going? Scenario analysis, scenario delivery, scenario presentation. HR needs to be delivering right now after this, during this pandemic. Where were we before pandemic? What are the resultant effects? Where are we now? Going forward, how do we need to do things differently? And what is the value? And you have to use data, facts, figures. Start HR promotion with a value proposition. So, first, let's summarize. This is the premise of HR value. First, human resource work begins with the business. To be a real business partner, HR professional need a clear line of sight. You must see between the activities and the best interest of key stakeholders. Then number 2, the ultimate receivers of business reside in marketplaces that companies serve, organizations serve, those communities. that marketplace, that customer. Since HR professionals desire to be business partners, and since business begins by meeting market demands, HR must also begin with a line of sight to the marketplace. You as a HR, when is the last time you went? When is the last time you went? You as a HR, when is the last time you went to the market? Worked with the sales and marketing professionals. If you're in the business of research organization or the business of field officers, when is the last time you went? Even in the security company, if you're HR of a security company, when is the last time you went and sat at around 11 p.m.? Okay, now there is the very big excuse. There's COVID, you can't go. And sit with the security where they are manning the gate. You'll be able to see what do they go through. So even when we are putting policies and procedures, you can be able to appreciate. You need to have the line of sight to the marketplace. The third implication, HR value premise is found in framing HR as a source of competitive advantage. You cannot be a competitive advantage without facts and figures, data. What do we fear most? We must be people of research. We must explain even the research that we've done, customer satisfaction survey, employee satisfaction survey, work environment survey. Yeah. What do they mean for the business? We even do training, but do we do even training impact analysis? Do we show by figures? When we did not do training, this is where we were. When we did training, we changed the culture, we did team building with everyone else, and people now are talking, people are connecting. We have been able to serve our marketplace, our customers, our investors better now. You must be a source of competitive advantage. Fourth, the implication of the value proposition of HR that they must align practices with the requirements of internal and external stakeholders. You must be listening to the internal and external. If in a security company you have employed people, go and listen to those internal. What are they saying? Go listen to the external. What are they saying? The external will tell you fire people. The internal will say, by the way, or reduce salary. They tell you that salary we cannot reduce. This is the impact if we reduce by this. But if we maintain, we'll remain here. But if we need still to make more money, if I take care of this person on this aspect, external stakeholders, the investors, you'll be able to get this return on investment. Finance will start listening to you, will say, oh, a genius has been sent to us in the 21st century. You must create value as defined by other stakeholders. And for you to create value as defined by other stakeholders, you must live with them. Christ the Lord lived with us to be able to understand humans. They understood before, but it was necessary to understand to be able to be of value to them that believeth. Fifth implication is that the HR professionals to acquire personal knowledge and skills necessary to link HR activity to stakeholder value. We cannot talk about marketing if you don't know. Sales, you don't know. There is the science of selling. There is the science of research. Do you know it? There's field research. There's field way of doing things. Whatever business you are, there is the science, stepwise approach, SOPs, that they can be helped continuously, people to be able to appreciate, follow them. And that's the only way. If people follow process appropriately, there are some processes that hinder value. You must go beyond that value, that process to deliver value. I can tell you for free, there's these issues of procurement procedures in the organization. They are very good. Why people have gone against them to be able to do corrupt deals. But also on the other side of the coin, if you see value from an engagement, how would you bring it on board? That's where your voice as an expert is heard, the VOE. So again, you must continuously enhance your personal knowledge and skills and be able to, you must work harder like what you're doing today. You have gone beyond call of duty, you have looked for time an opportunity so that you can be able to see you have something to rate. So the sixth implication is that HR professionals to view company stakeholders from a unique and powerful perspective. Stakeholder mapping is very important, which we shall look at it later and shortly. Stakeholder begins with business, develop line of sight, design your competitive advantage, ensure you create value as defined by stakeholders. You need requisite skills, cross-cutting skills, and view company stakeholders from a unique and powerful perspective. For them that give and serve begets powerful. Now, we have a small case study here that in an oil field service company, business dropped from 24% to 19% in a 15 billion total market. As a HRBP, what is your take on this? What shall you bring on the table? What is the discussion? So that's case study. We shall take 5 minutes on that. Today we'll have a case study. We'll also have another understanding depending on how we move on so that we can be able to assist one another better. So in an oil field service company, this is a company that dropped, their business dropped from 24% market share to 19% in a 15 billion total market. You as a HR, what is your contribution? How will you handle this? In 5 minutes. Let's chat. Let's chat in 5 minutes. Learning is interesting. Let's chat. Thank you. Let's chat. Let's chat. Scholar, I'll answer you, Durango. Thank you. Thank you. Let's chat. Let's chat in 5 minutes. Let's contribute to this alignment practices with stakeholders. Let's get your contribution to this. Let's learn from one another. Fantastic. Stakeholder. Stakeholder. Thank you.
And we have 5 minutes to complete the case. Then we shall embark on the discussion. Let's continue sending in our contribution on the case. From the premise of HR business partner, what would be our take if this is the situation that found us? Let's all attempt to give a contribution. Let's all attempt to give a contribution. Thank you for those who have sent in their contribution. I can see quite a number. This is where we challenge ourselves to see how different our thinking would be and the different implications it would have in business. Let's all weigh in. Let us think about this case from the insights we had from last week's lesson, together with the insights that have been shared this morning to give us a perspective on how probably we could actually handle the situation. Remember last week we had a question as a HR, what is the best thing we can give an employee? We had that question last week and we attempted to give a response, and the trainer shared with us a perspective, one key perspective that would really influence in the manner in which we are perceived and in the manner in which we impact on the business. One more minute. So I think we have contributions that we can that can help drive the discussion. I'll hand over to Dr. Stanley. Daktari, karibu, we have continue on the case.
Okay. There's more charts I can see. Okay, nice. Conduct SWOT, conduct SWOT, conduct SWOT. Conduct SWOT, align HR docket. Alignment we vote with. Do pastel. Okay. Now I want us to talk. I want us to talk. So please them that can talk. We need to talk. Who is ready to contribute to this case? But before I share what this case was all about. So I like. Okay. Anybody to contribute? I want us to talk for 3 minutes. You have 3 chances. On this case, there is what you write and there is what is in your mind. As a HR, what is your contribution to this business case? Let me hear from Dan. Unmute and talk to us. Someone else, Mercy? Patrick? Can call anyone who's ready. Dan, you ready? Dan? Unmute. Dan, can you hear? Okay, who else?
Mercy.
Yes, Mercy.
Yeah. Looking at this question, I think first I will need to, okay, I'm a HR, but I'm looking at it in terms of also finance.
Yes.
I'm looking at it in form of finance aspect, knowing that we were at 24, but we dropped at 19, meaning we have a 5% drop. So I will ask myself, what is it that we are doing as an organization that is bringing a drop? Is it that probably the other firms out there in the same industry have acquired new ways of doing things? Their staff have new skills that they've acquired recently that is making the organization to shoot up by that margin? Is it that we as an organization are still doing things the same old way? And probably we should adapt to new ways of doing things. So I will work around that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Mercy. Someone else? Thank you, Mercy, for the contribution. Yes? Someone else?
Jane here. Jane here, can I speak?
Yes, Jane.
Okay, I think when you look at the case study, it just tells you about the drop in the market share that. Yeah. It did not, of course, we don't delve into what happened internally. I think we need to interrogate internally. Are there some things that we changed or we stopped doing? Even we go to look at externally, how the market dynamics changing. Probably, we don't know with this case study, we have changed our CEO. We could have been able, we could have opened another market or in another location that brought down, we used so much cost to do that. So we need to interrogate both internal and external. First, what did we change internally? Then what happened externally? What are the new things that happened out there? Do we get new competitors? Are there new things happening that we're not tapping into? I think it's to interrogate in and out before we even come to our SWOT analysis.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Jane. Someone else? Thank you. Good insights. Someone else?
Hello, I could contribute.
Yes, please.
And the oil industry is a very competitive market, and because it also has a way out of teaching people like the Petroleum Institute, so
yes.
a lot of the information is known out there.
Mm-hmm.
But we can have a very serious HR problem, because most oil companies, when you see this kind of drops, there is normally either insider trading or there is also a HR headhunts. Because I've been in the industry, that has played a big role, because people in marketing can actually like run away with a major client, and probably that client participated in a very good stake, because when you look at a 5% drop, it's a 3.75 billion issue. It's not a small amount. So there is a HR involvement sometimes in this industry, and a lot of poaching. So that is one insight. Pestel is actually the way to go rather than SWOT analysis, because we are already out there in the market. So we basically know our strengths, we know our opportunities. But now when the environment changes, like what happened during COVID, we found the oil industry, the prices dropped from 112 per liter, we went to 80 something. The minute cars started going back, we are now at 103. So it's a market that is very, I've used the word just in time decisions. You have to have people who have their eyes open with what is happening out there in politics to change pricing and concepts like that. So finance and marketing with HR would really have to be like Siamese twins.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for great insights and experience. Great. No, there's no gentleman to speak today. Oh my goodness. And I'm seeing so many.
Can I add something?
Please save us.
Okay. As a HR business.
That's Patrick? That's who?
Yes, this is Patrick.
I unmute if you don't mind. We like seeing good faces.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. As a HR business partner, first of all, what I would like to do, because I understand how the business operates, what I'll do is first of all to analyze data. And the first thing is to work with customer-facing departments like marketing and sales, understand what has changed in data. Definitely you will look at data compared to same period probably last year. And that way you will be able to know if it is the bargaining power of customers that has gone down, or we are serving a small number of customers because of prevailing market conditions. That will give you a better understanding of what is going on internally. Probably it could be a motivation issue. People are not motivated, and therefore, just by motivating your people, you would turn these results upside down. If I look at externally, I would use a tool called Porter's 5 Forces, which will analyze bargaining power of suppliers, threats of substitutes, bargaining power of buyers, and threats of new entrants, while not forgetting the industry rivalry. So that is where I would start. I would start internally, and thereafter, if I'm satisfied that internally we are okay, our HR practices, our culture, everything is okay, then you go externally. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Can see we have another gentleman there. Thank you. At least.
Yes.
Save the male gender.
Okay. My contribution on this, if I were to do an evaluation of the situation, I will start from HR personnel diagnosis or clinical diagnosis of the organization. In simple terms, I can use a HR audit to look at the factors from the HR perspective, from the personnel perspective, because we say the success of an organization is determined by the success of the people working in that organization, and that is the HR docket. So I'll do an analysis, a clinical diagnosis of the organization, identify the issues from the personnel, from the HR, and then from there, through the same personnel, I can come up with the solutions. Because I think if an organization is losing in the market, it means that someone somewhere is not doing something to make the organization succeed. So from my perspective, I think the problem is with either some fellas in the management or someone is sleeping on his job. That is from my point of view. So from my my side, I will look at it in that direction. Someone is sleeping somewhere. That's why the organization is not performing. Maybe the board is the problem. Maybe it's it's a family business, or sorry, the organization has some unethical problems like nepotism or political influence. So the decisions being made have some personalized interests. That's why the organization is failing. So from that perspective, the personnel or the management, someone is not doing his work or our work. I think that is the problem.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, and for the contribution to Kennedy, to Patrick, all those who have been able to contribute. We really appreciate it. Let's go a bit further. We have appreciated sort of make assessment of the situation, do PESTEL. Please say what you call this competency model, conscious competency model. Do a SWOT and PESTEL analysis. I'm looking for one key thing. Value. Outside, inside. Write down somewhere. Outside, inside. Write down somewhere. There is a big value, the HR value triangle that we looked this morning. Value. Outside, inside. Many times we look inside, outside. Okay. Let's see. Now, the premise of HR value. What happened? In the senior management team, the HR leadership recommended a large-scale customer survey. You know, many times is where we start. We are in HR. We want to do things from HR. That's very good. But remember, it's in an oil company. Where are the problems happening? Remember the process of HR? How long will you take to do it? It's gonna take time. You have the skill gaps, you have diagnosis, you've done that, you'll do PESTEL, when shall you go to government? But who are our stakeholders? Number one is the customer. Number two, stakeholder, which have contributed very well. You are thinking about the board, you're thinking about the employees doing funny business, some monkey business, some headhunting and all that. But in this case, HR leadership recommended, because again, you said, and we've been experiencing that HR are not taken serious. Sometimes they are relegated. So this HR leadership recommended a large customer survey to determine the reason behind the drop in market share. You know the things that you come and you know. Remember in the conscious competency model, sometimes they don't know that you know, or they know that you don't know. But sometimes for you, the premise of HR value is to bring that out clearly. Okay, so they recommended. So marketing was deep into its annual advertising program. Marketing was looking how they will be able to bring these big advertisements and all that. Although willing to support the effort, they didn't want to take the lead, which defaulted to HR now that they have recommended large customer survey. The marketing said theirs was annual advertising program. They will be able to deal with it. But with the marketing support and working with an outside consulting group, HR and the CEO developed the research questionnaire and determined the sampling logic and the process. So they did it because they need to understand outside, inside. The marketing are very busy with their program. We know what happens. This is our market. Everything goes on. But HR business partner said, can we get a consulting group outside? Because here, there was that culture, everybody, let's go meeting, and some meetings are not very useful. People want to go to Mombasa, go to Naivasha, provided they get the per diems or whatever, or relax a bit. So the HR and the CEO developed the sampling, logic, and process of the questionnaire. Then, the question that eventually had greatest influence for the identification of customer buying criteria. The question required respondents to allocate 100 points of alternative buying criteria, including price, service, product quality, and availability, sales effort, and ease of distribution, whereby you're all saying maybe somebody's sleeping on the job. But the HR did not want to bring those stories of somebody sleeping on the job. So they said, okay, we are going to do the questionnaire. And this is why I said HR, our value, our premise of value is science. The survey was administered to the line service 1,200 of the most influential users of the company's products throughout the world. Before the HR team fed back the results of the CMT, they asked the CMT members to give their best estimates of the customers, of the responses. And the logic behind this request was simple. If the HR team had simply given the survey results to the CMT senior management team members, the probable response would have been to say, we already knew that. An example, even you see how we are discussing in this discussion today. We know what the problem. We go just check the sort. We know our oil industry. You know, we've been there. You know, it's about a deal. It's about cartels. Yes, oil companies. There's a lot of that talk. Those cartels started in oil companies now. They're everywhere. So the CMT response varied dramatically compared to the customer's response. The CMT felt customers were much more worried about price than they actually were, while customers were actually much more worried about service than management anticipated. Now see the issue here. It's only at the point of research out of the 1,200 that the real problem was known. And we have gotten a very good case from one of us who said that the price even during this time was from 118, from 112, yes, during COVID, from 112 to 87. I remember, because I drive a diesel engine, there's a time I fueled at 75 shillings. Never again. I don't know if it shall ever come during COVID time, 75 shillings per liter. So the CMT felt much more worried about the price than actually the customer were. While the customers were actually more worried about service than what management anticipated. What service do we give our customers? And this correlates to another survey, which was done for a consultancy that were looking at personality profiling of marketing department, the customer relation and marketing. And it was found that it was a big company, out of the 9 sales leaders, out of 10 sales leaders, 9 were very good in attracting customers. Only one was thinking about customer service. 3 years down the line, when the organization was going down, when they asked the consultant, said, "You never acted on the the results of the survey were." Only 1% thinks about customer service. All the others is to attract customers and doing deals. Now the company is falling, and why? We have always brought customers, they buy, they go, but we never thought about their service. I hope we are together. So management initial response was to dismiss the data as inaccurate, with the possibility in mind that the HR team had brought all 112,000 surveys for the feedback meeting. Following the review of the numerical results, the CMT demanded an opportunity to review the original customer surveys. After reviewing the records for an hour, the CMT was ready to examine the implications of the management customer gap. Now, remember this thing started with HR. Now, it has presented it to the CMT. Now, the goodness with the CMT now also accepted one thing. We thought price. Now, the customers are thinking service. So the manager had substantially overestimated the importance of price and estimated the importance of service. Using price as a competitive criterion, the company had been hiring low-cost service personnel and had been providing standardized technical training that included little work on customer relations. Now, HR is coming here, is using data, is using science. The issue is, in this organization, we've not been taking care of the customer service. Now, based on the customer data, HR and CMT agreed to substantially increase hiring criteria and the service training budget. Over the next 2 years, a market share that had dropped from 24 to 19% soared to 31%. $1.8 billion increase in top line growth. We need, as HR, to go beyond the normal understanding. You're always told hire this, research. And it's not only research from employee satisfaction. This one's recommended by HR. And see the process that they have used. Ask the customer department, can you do this? Then they said they're busy with advertising. They asked even the CEO, can we do this questionnaire? They did with the CEO, maybe also with some support of some few customer team. Then when they gave the external consultant 1,200 surveys, feedback, not price, but service. What was the problem? Again, one of us, was it Kennedy, who said maybe somebody was sleeping on the job? Now this time, who was sleeping on the job? Let's not blame one another. But we never thought of the hiring criteria on the issue of service. We only been thinking of just having, most organizations just hire people without looking what it matters. And I've explained to you an organization which had 10 people, when they were examined on their competency levels on what was required by the business, it was discovered 9 had customer attraction, 1 had only customer service. Then what happened? The business collapsed. We needed, the more you attract, you also need to service them so that to retain and not have this issue of one of us has also contributed with a great experience and great contribution, that there's also headhunting in the oil business. But remember, service is very important. This is potential influence of HR professionals in creating value. You may be finding people in other departments running around, but you as a HR business partner, you are able to see in details the issues that underlie with accurate perceptions of ultimate receivers. Remember the keyword here is them that receive the value. The firm's value and collaborate with others inside the firm. Understand that outsiders, inside, outsider, receivers, and collaborate with insiders so that it can be able to deliver value. And by HR contribution, that organization, anything that HR said, they said, what has HR to say before we sign off? This is where HR business partner, HR professionals are to be able to support business and to be able to have that eye of the business and the marketplace. So the main idea behind HRBP model is HR services inside out. On business is business results outside in. So we need to move from where we have been, how we do better analyze HR practices. We need now to link HR to business. How do we explore new ways to operate better? We need, how do we sense market trends better that are not yet even understood? We need to be proactive in everything that we are doing, to our customers, to our stakeholders. We stop just not being reactive for us to be of influence and change agents in our situation. So on stakeholder mapping, which is very important so that we understand the outside, inside. It's an important step understanding who are the key stakeholders are, where they come from, how they are looking, what they are looking for in relation to your business. Think
Good.
that. If there's anything
so just to wind up that part.
Yes. Yes. Is somebody speaking on that part ahead?
Like cooking, we just looked at it. Huh?
Who's speaking? Ruth, come out, or who? Please come out clearly. Please continue. Okay, when you're ready with proper internet, maybe we will be able to listen to you, but feel free to indulge more with me and we'll be able to continue. So to be most effective, this process should be driven by an engagement strategy. What is stakeholder mapping? Stakeholder mapping is a collaborative process of research, debate, and discussion that draws from multiple perspectives to determine a key list of stakeholders across the entire stakeholder spectrum. The process of stakeholder mapping is important. As a result, the quality of the process depends heavily on the knowledge of people participating. So you need to have champions across the business. This is an engagement model. Gather cross-functional group of internal participants to engage in this process, identify sources of internal, external to the company who may have important knowledge about or perspective of the issues, reach out to these sources for input and participation. Finally, identify a resource who can facilitate your work through the following activities. Capture all you are working in writing to help future steps. This is where you understand their outside, inside, to be able to deliver value as a HR and a HR business partner. So, what is stakeholder mapping? Number one, identify, list relevant groups, organization, departments. You need to identify departments that are going to be, that you need to deliver to, and what are their needs from outside, inside. Analyze, and before you start even outside, inside, but outside HR, which are these sections? Do internally, outside, inside HR, outside HR, inside HR, then analyze, understand stakeholder perspectives and relevance, get their voice, understand what they are going through, how they do even their planning, their calendars, map, visualizing relationship. Mapping is where you use objects and relationships to explain relationships. Prioritizing, rank stakeholder relevance, and identify their issues. So here there is a small, whatever I've done, stakeholder analysis tool, stakeholder mapping tool. You need to write the stakeholder, what do they expect from the organization? Or if it's from the HR department, just write, what do they expect from the HR department? Next week, the recap of module 2 shall be this particular mapping tool. So you need to have it or take a photo of it, prepare, take a photo of it wherever you are. Just prepare a spreadsheet. Stakeholder, what do they expect from the organization, or what do they expect from HR department? Then what does HR department expect from these stakeholders inside the organization? Then that shall be first point. Then we shall include with initiative to be able to deliver to the organization vision and mission on how we are handling our stakeholders. This is a very important tool in strategy planning that is part of situational analysis, how to be able to know thyself as a business, manage thyself, and be able to know the environment to be able to deliver great relationship in that organization. So a sample stakeholder mapping analysis for the CEO, critically, you as a HR, you need to analyze each and every business unit, criticality to success, current orientation, are they supportive of their resistance, so they can be able to know how to deal with each, degree of influence, how they're influencing, what are the key concerns from the CEO, strong need to initiate to succeed, concern about loss of market share, that is maybe marketing, yeah, finance, life savings potential. You need to understand how, but also teach it differently and be able to understand. Now, you will be leading the organization in the thinking. Remember, you are the one who knows people. And it is an opportunity for us to get the mindset of a HR business partner, HR value to the business. Thereafter, don't forget, we are responsible for developing an overarching HR strategy, depending which school, because it develops various strategies and policies governing the organization in alignment with the entire organizational goals. This one, we shall delve deeper next module, module 3. And evaluating the management staff, it is our responsibility. It's one thing to craft an overall strategy, but another to put it in a realistic plan to make that happen. HRBP comes with a plan to manage them to ensure they're going to achieve these goals set for the HR strategy. From the gatekeeper to the CEO. And today we say, even to the board. Where are they? Because sometimes if they don't know that they don't know, they will make decisions that affect all the efforts and they can kill the value of our great business, improving recruitment and also even to the families. Someone has said sometimes it's a family business. You need also even family business. Remember on the conscious competency model, sometimes somebody does not know that they don't know. It's called a mad zone. You are blaming them the way they're behaving. It's a responsibility of HR to be able to see how can we develop this. Even the family business. Did you know, sit with the owners. They are this part of coaching and mentoring programs. They are this part of training that you need to undergo. They will be able to help you and bring transformation even in that organization. So partner with the leadership team to align HR strategy, act as a change agent, provide consultation to leadership on employee-related issues, and now go beyond employee because you are the business. Actively participate in employer branding and recruitment drivers because, again, you are the person who brands from the day you interview, how you recruit, how you deploy, how you induct. You are the one who will determine the productivity of that employee. Manage conflicts at the workplace and provide proactive incitements to management on latest trends in HR. That is not enough. Now we have gone today that provide insights to management on latest trends in business in the 4 perspective. Don't be talking only HR, be talking from where you are seated and from the outsider, what is happening in customer, what's happening in financial, what's happening in processes and people that are supposed to deliver the customer and stakeholder outputs. Effectively coach employees and manage through complex issues should have hands-on knowledge on employee life cycle. That's part and job responsibilities for HRBP and of all of us. Be it that you have introduced that in the organization or not, you need to have value as a HR in the organization. Ensure employer branding, ensure situation handling, ensure trustworthiness. You must live the values, number 1, yourself, and conflict management. Don't fear conflicts as a HR. You hear there are rumors, don't fear rumors. Just ask, how can they be documented? People start becoming professional. If you have this rumor, you've heard it. Okay. So how did it go? Trail it and see how you can be able to change the culture. These are the competencies that a HRBP requires. Employer branding. How you align with marketing to be able to have your shirts, your pens, your books branded, your office. The arrangement is the role of HRBP. Who is the HR? The situation handling, trustworthiness, value living, conflict management is that role. So HR must assume more strategic roles within the organization, can implement programs that support the goals of the business. The analogy is if HR operations are the engine that they keep running the business, then business partners are the satellite navigation that helps get the vehicle and determine the direction. So HR, we are not only going to do an overarching HR strategy, but the entire business strategy. We need to be part. We need to be both the key and the satellite navigators. But you can't go from being traditional HR to HR business partner overnight. We need skill set development, slowly by self. Attend these trainings, ask for coaching, ask for in-house training within your organization, whereby we can help and be able to transform. And sometimes best works are done by outside consultants. Why so? I always tell people, even in Nazareth, no miracle was performed by the Christ himself where he was born. So even in your business, sometimes you need to bring an outsider. Be able to sit down, craft the guidelines, understand how they be delivered. Plus, if they have more insights they bring on board, then you can be able to deliver. And we will be able to deliver more and grow our business and be of value as HR. Being a good HR business partner requires completely unlearn your attitudes, beliefs, and skills to learn the relevant new way, new normal of attitudes, beliefs, and skills. So in reflection, increase the efficiency and effectiveness, make sure that you have the right talents in the bus that are doing the right things at the right time. Manage the talent. Manage the talent. And when you become professional, you not have these issues, values that people talk of, nepotism. If they are there today, draft how we are going to move forward. Even if it's a brother but has the right talent, why not? Why do you refuse to hire? But if they don't have the right talent, sorry, try something else outside there that you'll be able to make it better. So we can be able to change how people think in this world. The issue of HR being pushed into situations of politics. I think somebody said today wants to see issues to do with politics. The time is never with us, but this one we shall also look at it next in detail in the next module, when we will be doing now the HR strategy and how to use these tools. And we will start by presentations from those who are willing to do the stakeholder mapping and share with us, and put the fourth column on initiatives, so that whenever you write it down, you learn. People participate, you learn more, you know where you are and where you're heading. Focus on the value created. Number one, you as a HR business partner, which context, the pastel, the SWOT, customers, outside, inside, what should HR focus on? This is the first set. Trends focus on assumptions, our stakeholders, and how this impacted on changing the world that we are in. Then from there, let's build organizations, the leadership, what the HR for HR strategy is all about, which will be able to be aligning better. How do we invest in the HR practice, which you are investing by attending and being part of this great scheme? What knowledges and skills do you need to be effective? You need selling skills, you need negotiation skills, you need conflict management skills, you need financial intelligence skills, you need some basic IT skills. Very, very important. You need leadership skills. Do you know thyself, control thyself? And how do you sacrifice for the goodness of everyone? If that you can do, you can be able to impact positively the entire organization. Information and analytics, I told you this is a great cause that I'm going to invest 2 courses, particularly coaching and mentoring. Do you have modules and tools to help people coach and mentor your people? Yeah, even how to think business and how to think HR, how to think finance, how to think coaching and mentoring. The mentorship, the effective mentor framework, which we can help one another. Business intelligence and big data analytics that contribute, that you can be able to say, if we are able to do this from the HR perspective, or from HR, this is how we see customer looking like, from outside, inside, or from the organization to HR, this is how we are seeing we need to develop. They will not have the challenge of when you hear, when the budgets are coming to the end, or for the running private businesses, that there is a problem of cutting the training budgets. So set trends focusing on talent, leadership, and organization. You shall deliver as a HR business partner, as a HR professional. I want this one we take in togetherness, because we say that you cannot change from traditional to HR business partner overnight, but let us say it is our work as HR professionals. We must be the business itself. The third is ensure that the trend focus on HR, strategy, structure, style, practices, and people, processes in the organization. Particularly during this pandemic, I have been training people on the issue of investing in people and processes to deliver the customer and financial well-being of the organization. You don't need to fire out people in the organization. This is the time you need to invest. They'll have challenges, it's gonna not be easy. The first step is ensure that the first step that we have relationships. Appropriate technology is a backbone and relationships. So ensure that the trend centers around the tools of trade that you need to support your organization to win in the marketplace. You need to have right technology for the people going to the market, for the people in the organization, system thinking, interrelationships within the organization, and we shall be able to deliver more and better. So the challenge of alignment always, as usual, teamwork. Are we able to work as a team? This shall not come easily, but let's not fear it. Let's not fear it. So there they were building a great SGR, but because this was a different team of that team, you can see where the issues are. And I know you participants, you like seeing things that I did not see. I can ask you, I can give a chance of 3 people to participate in this photo. What do you see? Then next week, please make sure that you attend the 3rd module. I will also having a surprise gift of leadership, whereby we need, first of all, ourselves to know ourselves as HR, and particularly from the customer perspective. Can I sell myself as a HR professional? So from Stan Consulting Group next week, for you attending, as we support value also for SCHRP, we'll be having something for you so that you can be able to know yourself and know your weaknesses and how to work around in business. And then we shall be continuing that. But for, again, those who will be available on Tuesday, on Wednesday at 9, I'll also be having from another client, you'll see a poster that I'll send. I'll be dealing with emotional intelligence for small businesses, but also for entrepreneurs, the directors. So you can 9 on Wednesday, check our website, scgafrica.com, but also I'll send to SCGRP1, where you can be able to, it's free. That one, emotional intelligence for business, just get an opportunity. I know at SCHRP, they also do emotional intelligence, which I also attend. Remember, even if you're a trainer, you need to be trained so that we keep refreshing our knowledge, so that we getting better. You get different modes. So thank you so much for those who've attended. Let me go to chats. I can see 7 chats. What are you saying? I stopped. Thank you. Let me see what you have said. You said need to consider continuous pastel, internally look, culture. Culture is everything, people. Culture, eats strategy for breakfast, lunch, and sleeps with it. That is culture. You must be careful. Yeah. Conduct sorts at that level. Is there a HR factor that, yes. Thank you, you saw it. Yes. In last one with marketing unit, conduct pastel. Go to the customer. Pastel is still inside the organization, outside there, but now here they went for the customer, outside, inside. Sorry, joining late, had a lot of technical difficulties. Hannah Ali, sorry. No, I'm repetitive and I always, because you are there last one, even this one, I know you've learned HR to look in the environment of work. HR to look in the environment of work is conducive when our stakeholders do that is different. HR, not only work, we are looking business. How are we contributing to the top line? Sales turnover of the business and the bottom line by us effectively and efficiently managing people's productivity. So HR business module 3, tools that acting strategically, senior team review, developing HR strategy, and we'll go beyond to see how you develop business strategy. We want you to own the entire business organization. From this team, we need to see CEOs soon by the manner of how we'll be looking at things. Ensure alignment, develop best HR practice using organizational metrics to deliver. This one is what we shall finish with, and it shall be very important. And remember, come with your other colleagues, even those ones, even the best thing you can do as a HR now, HR professional, is that finance person, strategy person, sales marketing, pay for them, let them join. Let them join in HR business partner model, module 3. We'll be able to add value to them. That's why we're in this life, be able to give and be able to deliver. And remind me, and I know we are with Rachel, we'll be able to remind, and we'll be able to give you a module that you'll do for 5 minutes, which shall help you to know yourself. Shall help you to know yourself. And on Wednesday, engage me. I'll be having, for you, it will be free. The organization that's delivering, it's a bank. When will you share about the organizational politics and HRBP competencies? I like that, my friend Cleophas. Cleophas, unless CHRP, if you miss HRB module 1, you can take a course. It's interested. Thank you. If you have not paid, please pay now. It continues even the next one. But a little bit on, I don't know, allow me to look at the politics for 1 minute, just for Cleophas, who's really worried about what's happening. I don't want him to be challenged by politics this week. Just hold on. I'll be able to do for you the politics. If you want politics, I'm a politician also. I don't fear politics. 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 For the sake of those who are talking matters politics, particularly our good friend Cleophas, understanding organization tools for developing. Don't worry about politics, the process, action, behavior. We are all politicians. It's how and in our relationship, which the potential of power is utilized and realized for gaining advantage in favor or a goal or an ideology. In the organization is the behaviors that others perceive as self-serving tactics. When you're in an organization, what you'll be doing, that you want to promote HR to be seen now, it is the best. No. You must be selfless as a leader, as a HR professional, so that the other departments can see value. Help them to be better. Help them to know how to coach, how to mentor. The issue of politics will not be there. But if you go there so that when you reach in the boardroom, you are saying these days HR is doing better than marketing or than finance, wow unto you. You are the one who's bringing politics, and it will be at the expense of other people and the organization. So remember that. And when employees in the organization convert their power into action, which is not part of the formal role, we describe them, they're being engaged in politics. So it's an influence, an attempt to influence distribution of advantages and disadvantages. It is who are able to speak. Sometimes they found political, different personality. Then also it's very important for HR to be able to appreciate different personalities within the organization and people to be able to know how to deal with that and follow the SOPs. Legitimate political behavior and illegitimate, legitimate, formal, and illegitimate, not formal. So you need to appreciate personality traits, expectation of success by using illegitimate means, which is very wrong. How people are doing different ways of achieving different, which is wrong. And this happens so much in government, which is wrong. I've come from wherever, I don't know I'm what, that's irrelevant. As HR professionals, we are looking for talent that will be able to deliver. I know it will affect you in one way or the other, but stick to the right lane. You will change the world because you're a change agent. This also politics brings low trust in the organization, resource crunch, and promotion opportunity. They have factors contributing to political behavior. So you must be able to ensure that people are living the values that were agreed during the HR, during the business strategy. Make sure HR values, do even research on values, so that when you're doing the next strategic plan, we are there with our values. This is what the organization wants. It is proven. If we do this, we can be able to come here. We'll be able to turn to this, be able to deliver this, be able to do this. It's not politics. But you leave it low trust, no values in the organization, poor culture. It becomes a political culture. backstabbing, and many other things. So you then have the political labels, people blaming others, battering others, passing the buck. Others are playing safe, they cannot contribute, and they have the talent, creating conflict, whistleblowing, opportunistic, and arrogant behavior. Whereby, if we follow the value system, culture, we'll be able and follow scientific way of coming with things and helping people to know themselves, building people emotional intelligence, people to be able to know themselves, know themselves, manage themselves, know the environment and others, and relationship management. The organization becomes an effective place to be. You develop a fixing responsibility, you demonstrate loyalty, you have authority, documented decisions. Whatever you're saying, can you document it? I like one of the clubs that I am in, of course, is the premier club in this country. And one of my good friend, when he was joining, one of the members who pretended to be very senior, he had asked for something, he had asked for some cash to help the process of joining that club. You don't join easily. You have to be vetted and all manner of things. So, but also sometimes means how your relationship, you'll be able to work with them. So what happened? I wanted money. This guy said, no, I can't give you money. Why am I joining such a club with a lot of this money? I expecting value. Then it went on. The guy used another way or the formal way until he got into the club. One time as they were having a social catch up with some other fellows, he said, this club, but it has some very rotten, eggs within the organization. So one of the persons there said, no, you are the problem because you came the other day. Now you have started rumors. If it's not rumors, can you document it down and say so and so asked me for this money this day so that he can influence me joining the membership? Then that's it. Culture of rumors finished. The person was called. Do you know so and so? And they don't fear in this world. That's why HR, you've been dealing with tough issues. That's why commendable for being a HR. You are the judges of organizations. So the person was read, the judgment, the plea was read, and then the judgment was done. Is it true that you asked for this money from such an individual during? Yes. So thank you. One of the bylaws states this is not the culture, the behavior of this organization, and it was lost all the money. Document decisions, bring that culture, encourage change, prove efficiency and attentiveness for you, your colleagues, and everybody. Build culture confidently. But for you to build confidence, you require self-awareness, self-confidence by the skill set, continuous development, and you will have what's called self-belief, self-confidence. I think and I trust that all we have been of value to one another, and it's my pleasure. You can always, if you go to Stan Consulting Group, you can get me. We can talk more. Can get my number. I'm public. I don't mind you getting in touch with me. We can discuss more. We can support the institute. We can support one another. We can support your organization, and we will be able to deliver more. Remember, next week, join, and don't join alone. Again, let's go beyond that desire of being selfish. Let's pay for somebody else. If you see a lot of money, talk to then see how you can be able to bring 2-3 more people. That's the beginning of HR business partnership. How you can be a change agent. Say in my organization, we are having a great discussion with Dr. Stanley Karanja at ACHRP. We are going to discuss how to make things different. And then when they join next week, let's see as many other beyond HR that they can join. And thank you to those who are from strategy and from other business sectors and professions that have joined. Bring your financial accountant, bring your IT guys, let them join here, pay for them. Do a deal with Den. Den is a good man. If you say, I'm having 10 people, I want them to join the next webinar to be able to accomplish this, it will be a plus. Then from there, we shall see when we shall start doing in-house in your organizations. My friend, thank you so much for being great. And thank you so much. I hope you are still with me. Are you with me or you all went? No, we are still 65. Thank you so much. Den, are you around? Thank you. Can't stop talking.
Thank you, Dr. Karanja. Thank you, Madam Rachel Kimani, and everyone else who has participated in this event. Just
called working from
thank you.
home. It's called working
Yeah,
from home. Not staying at home, working from home. Very good. Thank you, Dan.
Asante, Asante. We are all working from home, and working from home has the best experience. Sometimes, yeah, and you see, we also have to bring to grow the young ones to know
Yes.
how to take over the businesses when we exit the scene.
Yes.
Now, I'm excited to have had all of you, and you've done a wonderful job, Daktari. Asante sana. And from the participants' request, I've seen we need to do emotional intelligence, and we also need to do workplace or office politics. This one we are going to seek. Uh, as I've always said, I try my best not to offer or not to do trainings that do not add value. Adding value in this dimension, I would need our participants to do a program that will also earn them continuous professional development points. Therefore, I would have the two courses accredited for purposes of growing the profession and for purposes of moving forward. Now, I need to make the following announcement. Number one, after HR business partnering module 3, we shall be having the Blue Ocean strategy. Blue Ocean strategy has been accredited for 3 CPD points, but will also happen in 3 modules. But there, Dr. Karanja will have a discussion so that on the day we shall have Blue Ocean Strategy Module 1, immediately after the training, we can do that will be on 26th November. We can be having the office politics on that day, exactly at 11:30 for 3 hours, the 1 CPD for that particular point. Can you hear me, Dr. Karanja?
Yes, I can hear you. Yes, yes.
We can, let's schedule that for 26th October.
Okay.
At 11:30, because from
Okay.
8 to 11:30, we shall be having the Blue Ocean Strategy Module 1 by CHLPK James Wafula Wanyama. James Wanyama is the CEO, Institute of Pensions Management, and he's a good trainer regarding that. Now, for those who've participated today, and they had not made the arrangements to make payment, kindly do so that you can be able to access your certificate at the CPD point. Now, for those who are not able to access or who are not able to participate on HR Business Partnering Module 1, both the video and the presentation have been uploaded on the portal. What that means, you can be able to access that today and still access your point, so that you'll be able to access the point together with today's training. So log into your portal achlp.biz. I've shared that on the chat so that you can also be able to have the flow of the HR business partnering. We've agreed, and thank you, Dr. Karanja, for your great advice on this one. We no longer want to do hurried trainings, that we want to cramp HR business partnering in a 3-hour program. Then by the end of the day, you as a participant will not be happy. You will complain. Hata mimi pia as the host or admin, I'll feel like I've been cheated out kwa sababu hata sijaelewa what was the trainer talking about. Because you'd agree with me that HR business partnering has a lot of items to cover. And for you to be thoroughly trained and to feel that there was value for money, value for your time, we need the time. And that's why it was divided into 3 modules. HR business, the same case for the Blue Ocean strategy. I looked at the slides. They were around 246 slides. So if we were to cramp that into a 3-hour program, then we will have lost it. But it's spread into 3 modules. By the end of the day, you would find that you know everything there is in Blue Ocean strategy. Maybe someone is wondering what is Blue Ocean strategy. Blue Ocean strategy is about identifying new markets, new spaces for thriving for businesses. And this is a very good continuation from where we would have left on HR business partnering. And by the way, Dr. Karanja, you said we as HR people, we need to change our language to do a lot of research on how our businesses operate so that we've seen that most of the times you find that the HR professionals akiwa kwa the decision making table, they are not able to say I'm sorry to say we are not able to say anything meaningful. Tunagoja tuulizwe ile swali tupeane the thread of those who have not been coming for the past 1 month, those who've been absent, and so on. We need now to contribute into the business, to contribute ideas, to even give strategic ideas, show direction, and that is the only. One of these days, I'm going to bring I work for Nairobi Water and Sewerage Company. I'm going to bring on board our HR director. And what I like about her, you would find she's gone ahead to know all the business to do with water production, water marketing, water billing, and everything. So she talks business, which is very challenging to some of us who would only want to talk about HR. Now, the good thing with these trainings, especially this HR business partnering, I'll share shortly, is that it will form, for those of you who've undertaken this training, we may exempt you at some point because we are in the process of accrediting the HR, two of our certifications. That is the Certified Human Resource Manager, I'll share shortly, and the Certified Human Resource Director. HR business partnering is one of the subjects there. So you would not have missed a lot. And then we are not going to do a rigorous exercise kama ya CHRP. No. The accreditation and the certification will be through training and through participation in the exercises given by the trainers, as has happened right now. So there I am, I'm sharing my screen. And for example, what you see there is the certification trademark for the Certified Human Resource Director. And you can see that it is what? This is also for certification of HR professionals, education and provision of training. Certification trademarks are registered by Kenya Industrial Property Institute. This was initially registered in 2014, but due to several issues here and there, we've not been able to bring it to the market. But having now the team at IHRM now is accommodating, and they are doing everything possible to promote innovation and all that in the Kenyan business. Let me open something there. I share something else. When you register, or when one is registering a certification trademarks, there are rules that govern the certification mark, including who is to be certified. Like what you see there, what I'm sharing there, are the certification rules. This is a certified copy by the Assistant Registrar of Trademarks. The rules are there. And eventually, the topics for this particular training, for this particular certification, number 1 was HR policies. You can look at number 9 there, HR policies and strategies. Then number 2 is HR business partnering, actually the topic we've been undertaking. So by the time we are through with this, and remember, there are those who participated in the HR measurement and metrics. So although these trainings we are doing, silently, they are geared towards acquisition of a certification so that you can refer to yourself by the end of the day as a certified human resource director, CHRD. That is the certification mark registered by the government of Kenya as a certification. Now, I'll move on now to the usual part. I want to bring to your attention that we have improved our HLP portal. I want to hear whether somebody can see what I'm sharing.
Yes.
Now, this is what is new. What is new on the HR portal, on the achlp.biz portal? Remember, the purpose of our trainings are to earn the IHRM members CPD points and also to give knowledge to those who are not in HR. Going forward, at the top there, you can be able to access to see the CPD points that you have accrued for this particular year. You can see the CPD courses that earn CPD in the year 2020. You see, there is a button for selecting the year. Since we began, said 2019, 2020, you can see that. And finally, you can be able to download, instead of downloading your certificates one by one, and you want to renew your membership, say next year, January, you'll just click download. The way I've done that. And what will happen, you'll be able to find, you'll be able to find all your documents. Can you see that? Can you see the document with the CPD program? You can't see that, can you? Let me share the document itself. It is all right. So what will happen? Yeah, I'm sharing now. You can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, very, very good. When you click download on the CPD activity, it will fill in your details including, unajua sisi watu wa HR saa zingine tunachoka kuandika hizi vitu mingi. So on the ACHRP portal, we've made that possible for you. Your CPD program is there. The form there, the form we fill at the end of every year. Iko hapo. Itajaza your CPD activities, the courses you've undertaken, the provider. These are my courses for this year that I've taken, remember? Then by the end of the day, the certificates will generate themselves. Zitakuwa hapo attached. The certificates are automatically attached. So all you need to do at that particular time is save your document and send to membership@ihrm.or.ke. Just like that. No need to scan your certificates. So let's say this. We try as much as possible to add value, add innovation on whatever we do so that we save you time. And you can see all my courses there. My certificate for business partnering module 2. There, you are able to get all your certificates by clicking on that. And the form, the CPD activity form is already there with everything with your courses already filled in. Having said that, I want to repeat myself that if you have not paid for business partnering one, Kate, you want to say something? Oh, somebody has asked how much is renewal. Renewal of membership depends on your membership category. If you are a practicing license holder, you pay 7,000 annually. A full member pays 4,500. Then there is a fee for associate member, but those monies are payable to IHRM, not to ACHRP. But at any time, if you ever get a challenge, get into contact with me. I'll assist. And I usually say I will assist at no cost. Sawa. Our telephone number is 0722 300 245. That number comes directly to Den. And my name is Den, not Ben. So when I tell someone my name, then they call me Ben. I then tell them they can call me Dennis. Dennis is so Dennis is easier, but I've shared the name there, and then the telephone number is 0722 300 245. Now, having said that, I want to open the floor. And how we have developed the e-learning portal, because this is a customized e-learning portal. Hii siyo ya kununua, ni mimi huijenga usiku. How we've done that, we try to get feedback from our participants. And also, we try as much as possible to make the system user-friendly, very easy to navigate. And you'll also realize something else. Let me share this kidogo. We have tried to make this, we moved a lot of materials there. The moment you log in, the system takes you to take courses is that page. The moment you log in directly, it takes you to that page, take courses. If you've taken a course, the last column where you're supposed to check the box will be indicating taken. If you want to take the course, you check the box. It is on the far, when you are facing your machine, it is on the far right, the last column on the right. You check the box like that one, like the way I've done. The amount payable indicates there. The pay bill number is 85313. Your account number is your ID. And for those whose companies would want to reimburse the money or they are the ones paying, you can always download the invoice for the particular training by clicking download the invoice. After you've made the payment, you can go ahead and enter the transaction code and submit. Before you click submit, always ensure the amount payable can be seen and that your course is already, the checkbox is ticked, is already, the box is checked. That is how you select, and that is how you enroll for a course. Immediately you click submit, the system takes you automatically, you will not even notice. It takes you to my courses. Then it will be showing the part of presentation as pending, or the color will be orange, meaning you cannot be able to view the presentation, the receipts pending, the certificates pending. The moment I click, the moment the admin, and the admin is myself, who I'm training a young one to become an admin at some point. Being the admin, the moment I approve, and this is something, if you find that I'm delaying, you can text me, because I'm able to approve on the go from my mobile phone. You will now be able to find the presentation will be, the part view will be green, the part for receipts, download receipt will be green, the part for certificates will also, if the date of the training haijafika, the part for download certificate will be pending, ama itakuwa ikionyesha available on the particular date. So now for today, because the training is today, immediately now you can be able to access your certificate. Now, let me go to, say, for example, the last training. module 1. If I click view there, you can see that. If I click view, the presentation will open on the right hand side, and on the left panel, you'd always see the details. These details, the moment your course is approved, are also sent on your email. Unapata, you find the webinar link, the webinar ID, the password, the date of the webinar, at the time of the webinar. Now, something very interesting here. When you are in your portal, you can not only be able to view the presentation the way I'm doing by clicking next page. So you're able to go through the presentation from the first page to the last page. But you can also be able to view the video presentation by clicking open YouTube video there. And somebody to tell me whether you can now view the video. That is the video of the last training.
Yes.
Let me jump a few.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Good morning, Daktari. Sorry.
Yeah, every part of the video is captured.
Through people. Thank you very much.
That is
this is the greatness of knowledge. Then I think this information, when we take together, we can create. This is also another area we call as knowledge management. When we share and then we're able to capture and store
you are able to
for
view,
future use.
you are able to view.
Able to sell your organization vision. Thank you.
Very good. You are able to view the video within your portal. And we've introduced something else, the scorecard, for those who directly participate, like the way you've done. If you, we would want to ensure that by the time you get your scorecard, it reads 100% because you've actually participated. The purpose for introducing that part, we've opened our courses to be available for everyone, including in future. Like you could log into our system and find a course that you either missed a long time ago. You are not interested, say, in the CPD, but you're interested in getting the certificate and the training for that matter. So if you take the course, you see now what we use there is release date. Release date is like, say, the date of publication or when the course was published. So the courses are available for taking, and they will issue you a certificate. If you enroll for a training today, you would get the certificate dated today. If you enroll tomorrow, your certificate will be dated tomorrow automatically. So now the purpose for opening that, we realized we have so many courses, but if we tie them to the particular date, the release date now, we lose a lot of we lose a lot of value for these trainings, because someone else might be interested in a course we did in 2017. Like there is a very interesting course. Our course number 1 was human resource audit. Somebody might be interested in taking that course, but you do not want your certificate dated then. You want it dated now. So you can still be able to access that training by checking that box. The amount payable is there. Enter the transaction code and submit. Then you'll go through the materials. You'll get your certificate dated this particular time. Something else, and this is the last thing I'm sharing on that, is that for the benefit of those who are not there when I introduced that concept last week, the moment you click download your certificate, I want to share the certificate now. You would find that your certificate has this one doesn't have, let me see. You'd find that your certificate has a certificate ID. This certificate ID can be verified. The purpose for introducing that concept is that sometimes we get a lot of people who ask a question like, how do I, or how do we verify, this particular certificate, that this certificate belongs to so and so? Let me share this. So I want to share one of the certificates there, like that one. You can see that you write that your certificate has a certificate ID, and this certificate ID is verifiable by you pick the certificate ID number. You take your certificate ID number, you go to the website, and you can be able to verify. There is a link on for verifying the certificate where I'm pointing with the cursor. You put the ID and click enter, submit. And immediately it shows that this is a valid certificate issued to Eda Wangoi Kimani, HR Business Partnering Module 1 on August 29, 2020, Issuer, Academy of Certified Human Resource Professionals. All this has been made possible by getting timely feedback from yourselves. And I really appreciate very much. Now I've opened the floor. I'll not talk again. Karibuni sana. Let me start with Lecho Kimani. And Lecho Kimani, I admire the way you work. Sawa sawa.
Thank you, Dan. Mine is to
Asante,
appreciate
karibu.
my fellow colleagues for their contributions and giving very good insights, which help in building the content and the discussion on the floor. My one take home from this program, it takes me back to one of the concepts that was shared on the beginning of the program. And there was a question, as HR, what is this one thing we can give to the employees? And the response was that we can give them an organization that wins in the marketplace. I think the discussions as they keep flowing, they are building to strengthen this particular concept, that we have a responsibility to deliver that organization that will help win in the marketplace. Those are my words as we close today. Thanks, Dan. Looking forward to Module 3, where we look at HR strategy and how it aligns with the rest of the organization. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Lecho.
Thank you.
Monica Oyugi. Monica Oyugi. Unmute yourself. Very good.
Thank you, Dan, for this wonderful session. It's been a great session for all of us. It's been an eye-opener as HR practitioners, and we need to be more focused than we have been, looking from the inside and from the outside of the organization and where we are, what we want, and where we are going. Thank you so much. We are looking forward to Module 3.
Karibu sana, karibu sana. Monica, thank you. Luce Kinyingi, I remember you said you spoke at the beginning. I want you to say something.
Good afternoon, members. Good afternoon, members. Yeah,
Afternoon to you.
Yeah, it was a good day today. Dr. Karaja has taken us through quite a number of things. And like from the beginning, I'm personally not really in HR, but being in the area of strategic management with an interest in HR, I'm really encouraged to see that we are saying HR people join others in doing what they do so that we can make it better, to get that winning, the organization that wins in the market. And yeah, today was a good day. And for me, my take home is there's a lot to learn. And as HR practitioners, you have a major role, more than just hired, the usual hiring, training, and whatever else. You have a contribution to make to the organization. And we have to strategically position ourselves so that we can add value to what the organization yearns to achieve. or rather to the achievement of organizational mission and vision. Thank you. Yeah, I think I'm done.
Very good. Thank you, Lucy. Now, somebody has asked a question. Let me answer that very fast. Are there a minimum number of CPD points that one requires before they can renew their membership to IHRM or with IHRM? Yes, they are. The minimum number of points are 10 points. In our next email bulletin, I'll share the CPD policy. As a HR professional, you require 10 CPD points every year to renew your membership. Let me say why I had to come up with this portal. Where do you take all those certificates every year, 10 of them? Say every year, they can be very bulky. So don't print them from your portal unless you need them. And mostly print them. The reason why I have put that module there, that part where you can download the CPD form together with the certificates, as a one document, as one attachment, so that it saves you the space at the time. You just download and send that to IHRM directly in a span of 2 seconds. You see, if in 2017 we realized when we were issuing physical certificates, uko na mingi sana mpaka zingine zimepotea, zingine zimeraruka. Now you can be printing your certificate when and where you want it, so inatoka ikiwa mpya. Then the other question is whether we can subsidize the cost of the past trainings. And remember, unless it is HR business partnering module 1, where I've indicated, if you want to earn the CPD, don't enroll yourself because it is already passed. You make your payment, forward the payment message to me, then I'll be able to enroll you as an admin so that it can earn you the CPD point. Otherwise, if you enroll yourself on your head, it is going to give you a certificate dated today. If you enroll tomorrow, it will be for a certificate dated tomorrow. Then you might not be able to feel very happy. For past courses, you can take them at any time. And for purposes of the people who are present here, you just pay 1,000, then you will be able to access them. Ukiona it is indicating 4,000, 2,500, don't worry. Just pay 1,000, enter the code, and I'll approve for you. Now, let's move on to Anthony Suba. The other reason why I call out names here, so I have sometimes had suspicion that it is very easy, because I've also done that in the past, that I'm able to log into the system and disappear. Then, yeah, like last week, I hope nobody is hearing me say that. We were attending the College of Human Resource Management training on, it was the virtual HRM conference. And I remember I went to buy stones. Nikaacha nimeikia. Then when I came back, I still found it talking. Then I went to the chat and said, hi, everyone. Then, so I am participating. So to see that everybody is in, let's see. Audrey Handy, open your video if you're there. Open your video if you're there. If you're not there, maybe I might even, maybe when I'm giving my report, also indicate that I could not really know whether you were there. Dan, I would want you to open your video. And I would really wish to see whether this is Dan Nunda. You see now, you can see the you can see what it means. Other than Dr. Karanja, who we are sure was the trainer today, it is very interesting that the others are not there completely. They are absent.
Dennis, we are there, only that we don't want to be seen.
Yeah, you see now, at least Catherine, Catherine is speaking. Now we've confirmed.
Dennis, I am here. It's just that I'm using the phone, so I put video off.
Ah, this is wonderful.
I'm waving and you can't see me.
I'm Kaya, we can see you. At least
Then I can confirm I'm in. I'm here.
This is interesting. And Vuya, I'm grateful that you are able to finally log into the system.
Yes.
And I've seen your feedback that you now like the way the new system looks like.
Yes, I love it.
We've removed a lot of clutter. So
That is also there.
I can see the pandemic did you a lot of good. You've been on a creative journey.
Thank you, Vuya. Dan, is that Dan Nunda?
No, it's Dan Gasheru.
Ah, Dan Gasheru, welcome. Now, Daniel Gasheru.
Yes.
Very good. Karibuni. Now, Asante. Patricia Gitonga. Now, the ones I'm calling, they are the ones who are absent. Sunday Akinyi, absent. Anthony Suba, absent. Patricia
Then
Gitonga.
I'm here. What do you mean I'm absent? Then this is Sandy. What do you mean I am absent?
Very well. We've confirmed that Sunday Akinyi is present. Oscar.
Anthony Sumba is present.
Who?
Anthony Sumba. I'm here.
Anthony Suba, welcome. Anthony is present. Miriam.
Present.
Miriam Maina. Present.
Yes, present. Yes.
Very good. And I've also noted that Pelis Maina is absent. Shena is absent. Robert Omodi absent. Peter Mani absent. Scora Dirango absent. You see, I wasn't wrong. You see you've noted the lecture?
The message.
Take note.
Yeah.
Take note that of those who we've indicated as absent. Catherine Marete already said she was present. Lauren Kimel, absent. CK, absent. Nancy.
Patricia is here then.
Oh, Patricia, Patricia is there.
Shena is present.
Nancy is present.
Is somebody speaking for Chena or is it Chena?
Nancy is present then.
Wonderful. And Peris, absent. Irene Kiveka, absent. Miriam Gitonga, absent. Scora Dirango, absent. Crowd, absent.
Scholar just wrote a message. Her camera is not working.
Okay.
Yes.
Crowd.
Present, Daktari.
Okay, very well. You see, I have gotten a new title now. Thank you. Most probably he was not available. Then Liz Rubia.
Present.
Hannah, absent.
No, Hannah, present. I'm present.
Oh, very well. Kate Karaoke.
I am present.
Agnes Muchohi. You see, also take note, Lecho. And now
Agnes is present.
Okay, very well. Now, anyone with an issue now? Somebody who wants to make a final comment very fast? before we call it a day, Lecho has confirmed, has taken note of those who are absent, and we shall see the way forward. Last,
yani unaniambia niko absent na mimi niko.
Peter Mani,
Niko present.
Oh, pleasant. Yes, thank you. Now, somebody, Nile, see, somebody to do a final comment. What you expect next training? A training which you feel we should be having very soon? Okay, you want to? Yeah. Okay, just come. You want to say something?
Hi.
Yes.
Hi.
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 Present.
How are you? My name is Dr. Destiny Wanjirongodo Peters.
Happy now? So, okay. Very well. This is working from home. By the way, working from home has its benefits, is it? You are close to the family. You are there. At least awezi ukasema you are attending a meeting. They can see you. They can see what you exactly do. So I would say I like it. Oscar, you want to say something?
Hi everyone. We just continue, thanking you for the good value addition content that you are giving us, and we look forward to enriching us. The continued partnership between us and SCHRP, is long term. So we want to appreciate and we'll continue to bring in more of our friends. I think the appeal that Daktari, made earlier on is very important for us to be able to bring the other people in the departments who are non-HR. It's very important for them to understand what HR is all about, so that even as we go to partner with them in the business and functional areas, they actually understand HR from a functional point of view. So I encourage everyone to bring on board the other non-HR members so that they can even understand us much better than what they have in the past. But otherwise, thank you very much.
Thank you. That is Oscar from Central Bank of Kenya. And Audrey, Oscar, I couldn't ask Audrey to speak before you. Audrey now can speak.
Thank you.
Yes, good morning. It's afternoon now, thank you. It's been a very good session today with the stakeholder analysis and customer-centric approach to looking at problems and the role that HR can play. And this has been a good segue to what we did last week, and we're looking forward to next week. Thank you for your fine service here.
Welcome, Audrey. Felicita Oligia.
Hi Dan, hi everyone. Thank you for the training today. It was a good continuation from last week. Learning a lot, honing the skills of a HRBP as well. So I look forward to the last module next weekend. Thank you.
Welcome. How many of us have acquired 10 CPD points now? I know you have either 3 or 4 to go, is it? So we shall get them. Nani amepata zake zote? And I was talking to somebody who was That was somebody who attended trainings for another organization last year. Then, you know, I'm trying to follow up with them to get my certificate. I cannot get the certificate. So avoid such things because they can waste a lot of your time. And then somebody has asked, I didn't get my certificate for last training. As I shared before, at all times, ensure you go to your portal to sign in the way I've done. Once you sign in, it takes you to take courses automatically. Select, you have to do that yourself because this is like a supermarket. Select the training that you've paid for. There is a button there, take courses. The last column, there is take courses. Click take courses, enter the transaction code, and how that will look like. For example, if I select this particular course, which I have not taken, it will show the amount payable. Don't enter anything there other than enter transaction code and submit. That is how to enroll for a training. But now, if it is a training that has already taken place, kindly forward, if you are still present, forward to me your payment details and tell me the course you had paid for so that I can enroll you from my head so that you don't miss on the CPD list. Always remember, payment is not registration. Make payment, follow it up by logging into the system and entering the transaction code to enroll for the training. And you'll always find your certificate under my courses. The last column is indicated as certificates. Then you'll click download. For those who will be attending, say, HR Business Partnering Module 3, you would notice that the certificate is indicated as available on 12th September. For those who will be attending the Blue Ocean Strategy Module 1, you would see that the certificate is available on 19th September. So that is the way this system works. However, for the Blue Ocean Strategy, the notes are already available on your portal. You look at that. No, I've not uploaded them, but I think I should. The good thing with the notes are already. I will upload them immediately after this, and also upload the notes for the HR Business Partnering Module 2 lecture. I know you will facilitate that I get those notes immediately after this, so that one is able to access them. I have not seen any other question. I wish we would go through some major acts like, yeah, we are organizing for the Labor Laws Compliance Summit online, and that will be in November. And I look forward to having everybody who is present on board. We'll give you a very good discount. And for those who are missing on the labor laws, you will not, you'll feel good. So for Lolin Kemeo, kindly get in touch with me immediately after this, then I can be able to sort you out on the training you had made, but you cannot get yeah, so you cannot get the certificate. So I'll see what the issue is. Anyone else? I want us to add there, and unless kuna mtu nimefugia na sitaki kufugia mtu yeyote. Sunday?
Yes, then. Maybe for me it's just to say thank you again for organizing these sessions. They've been quite informative, and we look forward to more sessions in the future, the final session next weekend, and the other ones that you've planned. Yeah, just say keep up the good work. And also, for those who've been taking us through the sessions, Daktari, It was a good session, very well presented and thought through. We thank you.
Very well, Sunday. You said you are hiding your video at. You say you have a nice setting. You should be always there. You know, if we have
Thank you.
Yes, if you have the videos on, at
Mm.
least it looks like we are really. Tusifanye social distancing mpaka kwa video.
Kweli.
Mtu amejificha na tuko online. Sasa tukuache tunaka.
Yeah.
Sabrina,
Yes.
you can say something?
No, mine is just to appreciate your entire team, the trainers. We've been learning a lot. Personally, I've learned a lot. And I'm also impressed with the continuous improvement in terms of training and in terms of the ACHRP. Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you. And by the way, when COVID is over, I want to organize for a get together for all of us on my coast. Sawa, tukae chini tujuane now physically. There are those we have interacted. Yeah?
That would be great.
Nice.
We were
Yes.
looking forward.
Yes, you know, we get together. There are those I have interacted with physically, like Peter Money and Niriani Gitonga. Those I have met in conferences. Lakini we need to really now sit down and maybe talk. Sometimes we discuss real issues, including a lot of issues, including politics that happen in the HR body. And see, sometimes we are there to see what happens, and yes, participate actively in knowing who is leading us well. I don't want to rock.
Dennis,
Yes.
even when COVID is over, let's continue with these online trainings. They are cheaper
Yes.
and easier to access. Some of us, when you used to organize the trainings in the hotels, it was very inconveniencing because of work related commitments. Sometimes we are in workshops, you are also training. So let us continue with this kind of engagement so that we also keep on gaining knowledge through the trainings.
That is, this is very good, and I agree with all of you. And by the way, you can set your video the way I've done mine, then you will appear very nice. So, what I'm trying to say, all of us, let's look forward towards meeting at some point. And also, somebody sent a message there and said, then COVID was a blessing in disguise because we've gone to online training. We'll keep these rolling throughout so that you can be able to access training on the go. By the way, did you know this training did not require you to sit down? If you are traveling, you could have just put this training on your phone, as long as you are not the one driving. Ukae hapo unaendelea kusoma, kusikiza the training as you move. No, even if you are the one driving, unaiweka simu hapo kando na unaendelea tu kusikiza. That is the good thing with online training. Finally, if you would have missed this training, then by the time you log into your portal, we have uploaded, actually, I've already uploaded this particular video hapo ndani. And what that tells you is that you don't miss a lot with online trainings. This is it's a nice way forward. We will maintain this. Angelina, I know you are there. Eva Uchieng, and there is somebody I have not seen today at all. And I know, let me not mention the name, lakini hayuko hata kidogo. Wow. So, Lecho, do we head there?
we are good. Everyone to enjoy their weekend. It was nice sharing.
So that was about.
Have a good weekend too.
Thank you.
I follow said now to the ones who hold up to the last minute. If you are interested in training and you are pleasant, get in touch with me. I'll give you a platform to showcase what you know. Yeah. The reason I try to engage with you this way is that for those who feel wako na uoga kidogo, unatokelezea. Because seriously, you can be afraid to be in front of people, physical people, but you should not be afraid to be kwa online. If you feel that you have fire burning in your belly, let me know. We'll organize a training, say 1 hour training, and you'll showcase what you know. And that will be a great way to launch your career as a trainer. Some of these aspects, you don't read them in school. Rachel will agree with me. You don't learn how to train in school. You do practical.
Very true.
Is it?
Yeah, sure.
No.
Every training gives you a different perspective. It gives you a new challenge, even as a trainer. Even when you train the same program to 3-4 different groups, you always have a new experience with each and every group. That's my experience.
So, if that is the case now, I know Felista Waligia will give a vote of thanks and we shall head there. Unmute yourself, Felista. Unmute yourself. Mike, unmute your mic.
Okay, can you hear me now?
You see, Felista is the deputy CEO ACHRP. So it's all right. Go ahead.
Amen to that prayer. So thank you, Dan, so much. Thank you, Rachel, for coordinating this session. And of course, Dr. I don't know if he's still around. And to all participants who actually logged on time and have kept, they're still here up to now. Thank you for your time. Of course, it's a Saturday, but we've made the time to be here. So we've learned and we really appreciate, and we look forward to seeing you next weekend. Thank you.
Thank you.
So have a great weekend, everyone.
Okay, thank you, you too.